껴줘 차디찬 손으로 날 잡아줘 눈빛 지켜줄게.
Really? It was here a second ago. There it is. I have more trouble with this intro.
Girl, that's how I am with Stationhead right now. Like for some reason, it's just not been working that good.
It was here a second ago. Oh, there it is. I have more trouble with this intro.
Girl, that's how I am with Stationhead right now. Like for some reason, it's just not been working that good.
It was here a second ago. Oh, oh, I love this. It just kind of keeps repeating the same thing I said over and over and over again. I have more trouble with this intro.
Girl, that's how I am with Stationhead right now. Like for some reason, it's just not been working that good.
It was here a second ago. Oh, oh, I love this. It just kind of keeps repeating the same thing I said over and over and over again. I have more trouble with this intro.
Girl, that's how I am with Stationhead right now. Like for some reason, it's just not been working that good.
It was here a second ago. Oh, oh, I love this. It just kind of keeps repeating the same thing I said over and over and over again. I have more trouble with this intro.
That's how I am with Stationhead right now. Like for some reason, it's just not been working that good.
It was here a second ago. Oh, oh, I love this. It just kind of keeps repeating the same thing I said over and over and over again. I have more trouble with this intro.
That's how I am with Stationhead right now. Like for some reason, it's just not been working that good.
It was here a second ago. Oh, oh, I love this. It just kind of keeps repeating the same thing I said over and over and over again. I have more trouble with this intro.
That's how I am with Stationhead right now. Like for some reason, it's just not been working that good.
It was here a second ago. Oh, oh, I love this. It just kind of keeps repeating the same thing I said over and over and over again. I have more trouble with this intro.
That's how I am with Stationhead right now. Like for some reason, it's just not been working that good.
It was here a second ago. Oh, oh, I love this. It just kind of keeps repeating the same thing I said over and over and over again. I have more trouble with this intro.
That's how I am with Stationhead right now. Like for some reason, it's just not been working that good.
It was here a second ago. Oh, oh, I love this. It just kind of keeps repeating the same thing I said over and over and over again. I have more trouble with this intro.
That's how I am with Stationhead right now. Like for some reason, it's just not been working that good.
It was here a second ago. Oh, oh, I love this. It just kind of keeps repeating the same thing I said over and over and over again. I have more trouble with this intro.
That's how I am with Stationhead right now. Like for some reason,
It doesn't sound as bad to you as it does to me.
bad. It was here a second ago. Oh,
This is like
oh, I
not in
love this. It just
stereo.
kind of
It's like
repeating the same thing I said.
it's
over
like
and
being
over
in
and
a
over again. I have
stereo
more trouble with this intro.
retailer
Well,
all over
that's how I
playing
am
the
with the voice
exact
over
same
there.
thing at
For
the
some
exact
reason,
It doesn't
it
sound
just
as bad to you as it does to me.
So bad. It was here a second ago. Oh,
They quit barking at me. This is like
oh,
not
I
in
love this. It just
stereo.
kind of
It's like
repeating the same thing I said.
it's
over
like
and
being
over
in
and
a
over again. I have
stereo
more trouble with this intro.
retailer all over
That's how I
playing
am
the
with the voice
exact
over
same
there.
thing
For
at the
some
exact.
reason,
It doesn't
it
sound as
just
bad to you as it does to me.
So bad. It was here a second ago. Oh,
They quit barking at me. This is like
oh,
not
I
in
love this. It just
stereo.
kind of
It's like
repeating the same thing I said.
it's
over
like
and
being
over
in a
and over again. I have
stereo
more trouble with this intro.
retailer all over
That's how I
playing
am
the
with the voice
exact
over
same
there.
thing
For
at the
some
exact.
reason,
It doesn't
it
sound as
just
bad to you as it does to me.
So bad. It was here a second ago.
They quit barking at me. This is like
Oh,
not
I
in
love this. It just
stereo.
kind of
It's like oh my God. That was so bad. And it's still playing. Like it
Is
won't
it?
stop.
I was mostly hearing like our voices, but I wasn't talking. Like, did it somehow record
Let
it?
let me see if I can figure out why I've got this. Oh my God. If I did not have a migraine before, I definitely have one now. Uh see, and now like I guess I'm hearing YouTube or something. I don't know what's going on. Yep, that's exactly what's going on. Okay. See. Okay. I think I got it. Where I'm not having to. Okay, so everything I say is like delayed. So this is like going to be a super weird night. I don't know what's going on.
On the YouTube thing.
On everything. I think I'm
Yeah.
back. Okay. Nope. See, I hear myself again. It's like I'm getting us, but then I'm getting like the YouTube delay too, where I don't normally hear the YouTube. So I don't know what's going on, but it's
Yeah, the
annoying.
YouTube's always delayed.
Yes, but I don't normally hear
Oh,
YouTube.
I always keep it on my phone.
Well, that's what I was doing, but like
It's not showing on here. That's the fact.
I think I got it. Okay. Yeah.
You got it?
I do. I do.
Take the cut away. Oh, you might have. It's not even on here. You're right.
Wait, maybe it's too little. Maybe
No,
Why
I
am
don't see.
I?
why? I see the wings.
Oh, it's this one.
Hmm?
Big air. It's that one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because
Big. See? That one. Summer. Okay. Go lay down.
Stop, Belle.
You have an hour before you go to bed. Go.
what?
You figure it out.
Well,
Um, but
eventually, maybe. Oh, okay. That works. Okay, so well, I hope everybody is having a better week than we are. Tonight it's me, T1, and we've got Miss Stray Cloud over there. I don't know if anybody else is going to drop in or not. I'm still sick. It's not like I haven't ran fever since last Sunday, but I don't feel bad right up until I start coughing, and then I can't stop coughing until it gets to a really bad point. So I'm still not leaving my house much, staying away from people because, God forbid COVID, even though it's not what I have because the whole elementary school is getting it. So thank goodness we have spring break this week. And some of us have just been working ourselves to death. I have no idea who somebody like that would be.
Listen, when I tell you, yesterday when I got off, I had a mini breakdown because my boss done pissed me off before I left for work. Because I was like working my butt off and I did a lot of extra stuff to cover asses for Sunday because we're always busy on Sunday. And I was just like, do. I left like an hour late too after I was supposed to get off. And I told her, I was like, okay, I'm heading out. And she was like, oh, did you finish like munchies or something? And I'm just like, no, I couldn't get to it. I was had all this other stuff to do. Like I just couldn't get to it. I'm not staying any longer. And she was just like, oh, what do you want, a gold star for doing what you're expected to do?
Oh,
I
oh.
said, in fact, I do want a gold star. Thank you. No, I'm pretty sure she was joking, but it was just not the day.
Yeah.
Not the day.
Hmm.
Today was supposed to be a little bit better, but the assistant manager called out, so I had to like step in for that. So I had my stuff plus like her stuff to do.
You
And
need a pay raise.
well, see, I'm pretty sure she wants to promote me, and she's waiting for me to like make that decision if I want to or not. And so she's like testing me and trying to like give me the stuff to prepare me or like something.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I haven't
So,
decided yet.
okay, so see, I've lost a whole week. So I'm sitting here thinking, oh, we can talk about the kids and their fashion show that we talked about last Sunday. So I guess we won't talk about that. um, Han had a live this week. He dropped his
It was so
13
adorable.
song. I don't watch lives because you actually have to pay attention, and that's not my strong suit. But
I
I saw that today Hyunjin, Binny, and Sunman did a live together that I
Yeah, see,
didn't get notification for.
I had woken up at 3 a.m. because like I ended up crashing in the bed with my nieces and nephews and my daughter. And I had woken up and I was just like, why did I wake up for? It's so hot. Like their body heat was like radiating on me. And the youngest one was like towards the end of the bed and I was like sleeping the opposite direction. And so I had to like he kept on slightly rolling half his body off the bed, and I had to use my leg to keep this boy from not falling off. And then their live came on, and I was just like, oh, yay. And I clicked on
You're
it
so
while
sweet to
I'm
see.
like
I would I
struggling.
I would have bootied him off the floor and given him a blanket. Tough love, baby. Tough love.
But I didn't understand a word they said.
Oh no, but it was all
But
chaos
it
like
was,
it always is.
yeah.
I mean, one is good. Two, you're delving on the chaos. Add it any more than that, and it's just going to be utter and complete chaos the whole time. I don't even know if they actually talked about anything. because it really looked like they were just jacking around together, like they
Yeah.
always probably do. So we had two Hyunjin lives, we had two Sunman lives, we had a Benny, we had did Ian go live this week? Yes,
Yes, I
Ian and
believe
Hyunjin
so.
went live together the same
Yeah,
morning.
Ian went live first, and then Hyunjin went after.
Han went live. We haven't seen a Felix live, a Channy live.
Don't even.
Even Lee No went live for like what
Oh
4
yeah, I
minutes.
know. Oh, but
Like,
still, it's been a long time.
hello, I'm
when
Lino.
it's like when Channy stopped his live, so did Lino. Have you noticed that?
Yeah. Well, Lino stopped when he stopped doing the MC.
Oh, oh, that's right.
But
But it's
but
just so funny how that happened around that
yeah,
time.
Lino has not been on Bubbles at all this month. We haven't heard from him since last month. So I hope he's doing okay, because last time he did this, it was not good. But Hyunjin did say something about Lino and coffee and blah blah blah. So I guess he's just really busy, is what I'm gonna guess. Lino's just busy right now. So what? Oh, I thought you were saying something. You were just shoving stuff in your mouth. So,
Listen, it's been a rough week. I need me some ice cream. Uh,
let's not talk about rough weeks. I'm so excited. I was complaining because my entryway is like 16 to 18 foot tall. So when we first moved in here, it was very 90s. It didn't need to have anything done to it, but it was very 90s. So I was like, well, okay, I'm just gonna paint this, blah 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 blah, right? There's two areas over on that side, like that goes into the dining room, and then over on this side, that's like halfway up the stairs. Mind, I have a spiral staircase, not just a staircase, and at the very top, can't reach that. I could not reach. I tried everything to reach those two spots. So for 5 years, this stuff's been messing with me. I can't stand it. I was complaining about it. And even on the outside of the house, like when we tried to paint, we didn't have a ladder tall enough to quite reach. So, like above my bedroom window, where the spray got with the dark gray is still up there because I couldn't reach up there to paint the white.
yeah.
It's just a whole thing. It's a whole thing. And I was complaining about it. And my neighbor's like, I have a 28-foot extension ladder. And I'm like, do you really? So my son went over there and got it, and it's not even 28 foot. I think that thing is at least 30 foot. So not only can I get up there and do all my painting, I can put the Christmas lights up for the first
Like, first of all, how long have you been holding out with this ladder?
time. Right. She only hears me bitch about it on a daily basis. So I know. So super excited about that. We are supposed to have like about 3 days, well, up until Thursday, I could work outside. We're supposed to get storms on Thursday, but that's what they said last week, and it came a flood. So
I get my
I've
new
still got.
tattoo on Thursday.
Shut up! I haven't got mine drawn yet. Hopefully, I can get most of my 12 footers down, and I know I can get my lights down. It's just last week I didn't feel like raising my arms because that was a lot of effort. But Easter's coming up. I got to get my Easter stuff out, which means I got to get the mower out to clean up my yard so that I can get my Easter stuff out. So it's just going to be a busy week. I hope the weather hangs out. I hope my body holds out. And I couldn't
Do
find
not
the
have
saws.
I do not
I
have the
couldn't.
energy nor the money to ever decorate like you.
I've been buying decorations since 2008. It is not a one-time thing. It is a gradual. But like, I was putting rock on my house, stone on my house. And last year I didn't do any. I don't remember what happened, but basically my body just went. And so I didn't do anything outside last year. Like walking to my car was all I could do. But then I was like, oh, I need to get all my stuff together so I can get my rock finished on my front, so I can get the one side finished, blah, 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 blah. And I have 2 of these stupid saws that I use to cut this stone because you have to have certain things to cut this stone. Can't find either one of them. I have been all through this house. Can't find them anywhere. So I just ordered another one. I'm like, oh well.
Well,
So
nice.
that came in so I can start working on my stone again. I need to get my electrical finished so I can use my fog machines this year. Because we have no
spiritual cleansing.
Oh, that's on the inside. I'm talking about the outside. Yeah, they need to be broomed out of my house. Somebody said something about salt, which I mean, I know, you put salt on your door frame, stuff like that, but my problem is the ones that are inside my house. And I'm pretty sure that I've spilled salt across my door several times because I don't know how many bags of Epsom salt I brought in and they had a hole. So I should probably look closer to make sure there's not salt in the cracks of my door frames so that I can get them out.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if it's 1 or 2. Did I tell y'all about this? I did not tell y'all about, oh my God. Okay. So, I don't remember how it happened, but they were talking about the people that built my house. And my friend, I'm not gonna say her name. My friend turns around, looks at me, and she goes, I worked for him when I was a teenager. He's a dirty old man. And I'm like, oh, okay. So when
Dirty old man.
when the investigators were talking last Saturday, I'm sure I went into a little bit about that, but there's a lot more. But anyway, I had unplugged the Grinch, so I took their play toy away. And did you see my video? I don't know if anyway, I posted on my Facebook, but a video. I walked out of my bedroom one morning and the bedroom door next to the Grinch was open. Now, this is a door that I keep shut because they like to go in there and make messes that I don't find for like months at a time. So I keep the door shut. And when I shut it, and then I shake it to make sure it actually latched. So the fact that this thing just like popped open, just boop, just popped open. I was like, and my ring caught it. Like I watched several times to see if I could see anything like a ball of light or of course it's morning, so you don't know, and you don't know if the sun's making the shadows in the room. There was a lot of shadow going on in that room when I was watching the door. And I was like, but you don't know. I don't know if it's sun or if it's something I don't want to know about. But I shut it again and made sure it was shut. And I told my investigators, and they're like, anyway, long story short, before that happened, I had gone out. I had told them that when the sensitive said something about I had a dirty old man in my bathroom, because he said it was 2, not just the teenage boy. He thought it was the teenage
it's a boy?
prankster. No, he thought it was the teenage prankster. He says, no, you have 2. You have the teenager, and then you have a dirty old man that hangs out in your bathroom. And I'm like, oh my God. I said, do you know what a friend of mine used to describe the man who built this house?
First of all, if he hangs out in your bathroom, tell him go
I
take
know,
a shower.
right? They're like, be careful when you take a shower. I'm like, I don't normally take showers unless I'm in a hurry, because at night I have to literally sit in a salt bath for my legs. So I'm always in the bathtub, which does not make this story better, ever. But right before that had happened, I had already my friend had called me and says, "Hey, I'm going to be in town. Let's have supper on Monday or Tuesday." And I said, "Well, let's do it on Tuesday because I have class on Monday." And so I told her, I said, "Well, I'm going to have dinner with her Tuesday night. I'll ask her about him." And so we were talking, and she's like, "So tell me what's going on with your ghost." And I was like, "Oh," because I'd forgotten all about it. And I told her the story, and I said, "What was he like?" And she says, "Girl, my take, the level of depravity of this man is disgusting. Like, it is so far beyond perverted. Like, she was 15 years old when she worked for him. He would ask her inappropriate sexual questions. He would bring porn in for her to look at. He would talk about stuff like that around customers with her standing there. I mean, the depravity is like bordering on pedophilia. I mean, it was like, whoa, wow. And
Oh
so,
God.
yeah, I was like, this dude really needs to not be hanging out in my house. So, so that's a whole thing. But they were telling me, I need to sage my house and blah blah blah. And I have a sage kit, but I couldn't find it. So, but I ordered a new one. There's a storm right now, BFR. What are you talking about? Storm. BFR. The bar is in. I love you. I think she needs to come on our podcast with us because she's funny. So yeah, that's other than that, her telling me that and then telling me I need to sage and blah blah blah, and then the door popping open and the whole I'm just like, dude, man, I am so busy right now. I have classes twice a week. Okay. Story time. I don't know what it is about me. I am a shit magnet. If there is anything going to happen, it's going to happen when I'm standing there. It never fails. Never, never, never fails. I do nothing. I do not go on the lookout for stuff like this. Is why I don't go to cemeteries and paranormal investigation. I am a shit magnet from head to toe. When I first met one of my people in Texas, I had worked there. I started there in September. One of the people that wasn't my monitor, they always gave me guy monitors. I don't know why. Anyway, but one of the female drivers actually spoke to me in March finally because I'm scary. I evidently have that I'm going to kick your ass look face on my face all the time.
I
So
can see that.
yeah, we kind of got to be friends. Plus my friend, not this friend, but my friend the ghost friend, she's like, "You're really hard to get to know." I said, "Yeah, because I've gotten to know people before and been let down so bad that I'll just stand and observe until I decide I want you to approach my area of anything." Anyway, so
I
my
like
other
your vibe.
friend,
You may approach.
yeah, it's like, "Come, peasant, you may approach the shit magnet. Bring your shit to the magnet." Anyway, so I told her when we really, because she invited me over to her house to have a cookout for her birthday. And so we were talking and blah, blah, blah. And I said, "I am just going to warn you." Because she said something about wanting to go out to one of the clubs for her birthday, like the next night or the night. I was like, "Whatever. Okay, just let me know." I said, "But I have to warn you, I am a shit magnet. If anything's going to happen, it's going to happen around me." And she just laughed and laughed. "Oh, you're so funny. You're just laughing and laughing and laughing." Well, story goes, we went out that night. There was a club in Amarillo that actually had like 5 different bars under one roof. It was super cool. So you could, do country or Latino or 80s or whatever that other freaking music was, or whatever. Thing is, once you leave a bar, you do what? You go to IHOP or you go to Waffle House. It's Texas. That's what we do. Both happen to be across the street. So IHOP is always packed. So we decided we are going to go to Waffle House. Now, remember, I used to be in a profession to protect and serve. So I'm very observant. I was a sports photographer for I don't even know how many years. I'm very observant. I pay attention 360 of what's going around me at all times. So we're sitting there and we order our food. And we're talking and we're talking and we're talking. And I'm not a drinker. So I really don't even think she had anything to drink. We were just going to go out and we were just having fun.
Oh,
So
I
we're
miss
sitting there
drinking.
waiting. What?
I said, oh, I miss drinking.
Oh yeah, no.
It's been like over a
I do not
year.
I do not need to have a drink to to amp up my shit magnetism, because it's bad enough
I
when I'm
was
sober.
like borderline alcoholic. I was on my way. And then
Yeah.
my doctor said chill out there for a minute. So I did. And I was like, oh, this month I can drink. But then like I'm Catholic. So when Lent started, I was like, you
Oh,
know what? I really want alcohol, but I'm willing to give that up for a little bit more longer. So I said, okay, that will be the thing I will be giving up, Lord.
you
So
needed to give it up anyway. So we're sitting there. Number one, I don't sit with my back to a door. I cannot eat because I can't focus. I have to have full visual of a door. We're sitting there. There's a couple of gentlemen sitting over there, and I'm watching these gentlemen, and the hairs on the back of my neck start crawling, and I'm like, shit's about to go down. I don't know what's going on, but it's about to happen. One of the gentlemen was an older gentleman. He gets up out of his chair. Dude can't walk a straight line to save his ever loving life. Walks over to our table, takes his false teeth out,
oh
slings it
no.
all across our table, which
No.
we had just had our food put in front of us.
Not the false teeth.
It was the spit that showered us and all of our food. And I'm just sitting there thinking, I'm going to throw up. And his friend comes and grabs him and takes him outside. The Waffle House staff was stunned. They were all standing there in
What
shock.
was wrong with him?
He was drunk off his ass. Jackie just looks at me. I think she was in a state of shock for the rest of the night. I looked at her. I said, I told you so. They remade our food. They bleached our table and gave us new food. That
I
was
hope they
one
made that
incident.
free.
Oh, well, I don't remember if they did that, but I was just like, I did warn you that this would happen. Oh my
I
God.
would have just left that then. I would have lost my appetite.
Oh no, I was hungry. I was hungry. I was just like, so first night of our EMR class, for some reason they had to cancel Monday, so it was Thursday. Raining its ass off. Like, I had to put on snow boots because the puddles were not puddles anymore, just to get into the building. And we're all sitting there waiting. They're like, well, the instructor's going to be late. She got stuck in traffic, in Springfield, whatever. And I'm sitting there minding my business like I always do. And this female walks into our class. I'm not quite sure what it is she said. I heard Life Flight, Oklahoma, saved my life. Those are the three things that I heard. But once again, minding my business. And this wasn't just like
I'm a
me.
huge
I mean, this
chismosa. I need to know what's going on.
we're all sitting there, and like I said, I'm minding my business. I do not know any of these people. The only person I know is Caitlin over here, and she's trying to ignore everything going on too, because there's a level of attention you just do not give random people that wander into a classroom. Anyway, not only did this lady wander in, she just kept wandering further and further in, babbling 90 to nothing. I don't know what the hell she was talking about. Um, um, and what somebody says, I think I heard it whisper, because I may not be paying attention to you, but I hear everything you say. And I'm pretty sure I know exactly what you're doing as well. I just try to act like I don't know. Somebody said something about calling the police. Now, you have to remember, our town a month ago had no police force. So I'm like,
Oh my
yeah,
gosh,
that's going to
what?
go over big. Oh, it's a whole story. Um, Corruption in a small town. News at 10. Anyway,
Okay, but that's not so surprising.
no, it's so somebody was talking about calling the police to come and get her and escort her out, because number one, I ain't touching her. Chick's psycho. Been there, had those psycho people on my porch thinking they lived in my house eating breakfast. Not playing with psycho. Anyway, and somebody from the table in front of us, well, I'm coughing, so I sat at the back table so I could cough by myself, with myself, around myself. And then people had to come sit next to me. So it's not my fault. Somebody from the front table brings a sign over, and we're all looking at it and we're like, what? There was a man that was with her, but this is the part I was like, where did the dude go? Like, he just like drops her off in our class and takes the hell off. And the sign said, I showed you what the sign said. It said something about, please keep her talking. I'm calling the police for a hold because she's suicidal, mental health or whatever. And I'm just like, God. Anyway, so our new police chief, who is about shorter than Benny, walks in. Oh, and he's not a big boy either. He's not a Benny big boy. He's just a little bit shorter. Anyway, this is obviously not his first run-in with this individual, because he knew her first name, and he's only been here a month. So what does that tell you? So we got her out. The rest of the class went pretty uneventful, but I'm just like, man. Seriously.
I need to find this whole story. Like when I tell you that I'm chismosa. Like when I was watching my dog to go pick up my daughter, there was this house I was coming up to in my neighborhood, and these people are outside, and this one was like yelling. She was just like, "They're over here coming up into my house, and this and that." And I'm like, "What was going on over there? Let me walk slower."
Yeah.
I'm like trying to listen, and I call my little sister. I'm like, "Girl, you would not believe what's happening right now. Like what I'm watching, what I'm looking at." Like I can't really like understand all the details because they're watching me as I'm walking past. Like I had to like look away as I'm listening. I was like, let me hurry up and pick up my daughter so I can come back and see what else is happening. They were done by the time I came back, so I didn't get to find out anything. It was like empty. It was like I made it up in my head because it was like
Yeah.
nothing happened.
Well, our instructor was telling us, dispatch always tells people, stop licking my toe. God, I can't stand that shit. Yeah. They always tell people to put away your animals if you have animals in your house, so that, number one, they don't get killed and we don't get bit. And they're talking about, because people get bit, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking here looking, I'm like, I have a scar from a sheep's hoof, if you want to know that story.
What?
That was a long day. You want that story? Because that was a whole like 12, 13, 14-hour day story right there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I had, well, okay. This was my problem with my protect and serve job. I went to a small town, hopefully to avoid all of the drugs and blah, 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 because I did have two kids that were with me. The oldest was in junior high. So, um, I don't remember, like I've been working off and on. We had a chief of police, we had a sergeant, and then we had me, rookie, straight out of the police academy, no training. Like they made me learn the names of the streets. Yeah.
I
Okay.
don't think I can do that.
The chief of police was so well liked in that town. The fire department would not speak to him. The sheriff's department would not speak to him. The dispatchers absolutely hated him. In fact, the only people in that town that had anything to do with him was the highway, the DPS, because it was his old roommate. So this is what I was walking into. So not only was I a rookie, straight out of the academy, I walked straight into a very toxic situation where I was the go-between between our office and everybody. Our sergeant worked so hard, nobody knew we had one.
Aren't those the best?
Yeah. So it was me and oh yeah, it was me that was actually working in the town. Worked 24/7 basically. We didn't even really have a grocery store. The closest grocery store was an hour away. I literally had to beg for enough time off to go get groceries for our family so that my kids would have something to eat
My
because I was on
God.
call all the time. Anyway, I had worked. Oh my God, when did that start? This all happened like in the same day, I think. It was like all within like a 24-hour period. I was working overnight. And we had a little convenience store there in town called Allsup's. Best burritos ever. And it was 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't remember what it was, but I was in there eating a burrito, leaning up against the ice cream machine, talking to the cashier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the cashier looks at me because this guy is walking in. And he doesn't say anything, but he just kind of, he gives me that look. And I'm like, man, I'm not done with my burrito yet. Anyway, you could smell this dude from a mile away. Oh my God. It's like, did you just take a bath in beer cologne? Because that is exactly what it smelled like. It was disgusting. Now remember, I'm not a drinker. So drugs, meth, anything like that, I can smell that shit a mile away. Like I am super sensitive to that stuff. So he walks up there and he pays for whatever it was. And he starts walking outside. And I was like, I know he ain't going to get behind that wheel. I know he ain't going to get behind the wheel of that pickup. Damn it, he got behind the wheel of the pickup. So, oh, that wasn't even the first thing that happened that day. Holy shit. I'm like missing a whole 12 hours. Earlier in the day, there was an animal at large call. No. They pulled me out of bed because they wanted to show off the new lights they hooked up in the police car.
Wait a minute. What time did they pull you out of bed?
3 p.m. after I had worked all night long.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so
childish.
I get up, put on my uniform, and I go down to see the new lights that they put on the police car. And it wasn't even my police car. It was somebody else's. I'm like, Then we
First
get an
of all,
animal at
the
large
fact
call.
that you actually went.
When the chief calls, you come,
Oh, okay.
regardless of what you want to actually say to the person. Anyway, we get an animal at large call. I'm like, what? I was like, don't we have a dog catcher? It's not a dog. Plus, our dog catcher was always drunk, so he was pretty useless to begin with. It's not a dog. What are you talking about? 3 sheep escaped, have crossed the highway, and are rampaging through the schoolyard. And it's got a bunch of junior high kids chasing after them to try to get them corralled. So I go to find these sheep that are at large on the wrong side of town, because God forbid he should walk across the yard of a rich person. So I find the crowd of kids, which is always the telling spot. Yeah. And I walk up there and they have these 3 sheep cornered. And I'm like, we'll catch them. They're like, yeah, we can't catch them. But they went ahead and just start closing in on these sheep. Well, what do? They run. One jumps over my arm. The front of his hoof catches my forearm and slices
So
it
he
open.
uses your arm as a jump start thing.
No, I don't know what I was thinking at that point, but after that I was really pissed. Anyway, we ended up getting these sheep back across the highway. Now, this is a highway that is on the Texas-Oklahoma border. It is a super busy fucking highway. We get them across the highway back to the bad part of town and get them chased down. Kind of find out they had gotten out of the fence of a salvage yard repair shop type area, right? So we finally get them in there, and I tell the owners, if I do this again, you're getting tickets for animals at large. I said, injuries. And of course, I did all the work, but the chief and sergeant showed up to get the accolades, and I'm like, shit. Anyway, so I'm like, okay, well, I'm going back home to get some more sleep because it's a weekend, and it's just going to be busy. We pull up. There's a stop sign and a railroad track. It says you must stop at the railroad track. It don't give no damn. It says you got to stop. We see this pickup start coming around this corner. He sprays my police car with rocks and runs the railroad track. And I'm like, oh, no, he didn't just do that. Ooh, flip to you. Hit the lights and siren. He runs. He runs from me on a dirt road with holes in it the size of moon craters. I'm like, what are you thinking? On a dirt road. In Texas, state law, if you run from a cop, it is an automatic felony. Do you know what automatic felonies come with? Automatic weapon draw. As soon as I finally get this vehicle stopped, I have to jump out and automatically draw down on this dipshit. So, of course, number one, I'm already pissed because I'm bleeding all over the place. My chief and sergeant finally catch up with me. I'm like, you were right behind me. So I'm like, guess who got to take him in for booking?
You.
So I get to book this piece of shit. And then I got to go home and take a nap. And then that night, I was at the convenience store and all this happened. Well, so I decide, I flip on my camera and I'm following this dude. And I see he's going that same direction where you have to stop at the railroad track. And I'm like, fun, this is going to be a problem. And the thing is, at that particular time of night, the dispatcher that was on call, I loved him to death, but he was slow as molasses in January. Like, you would say something to this man and you might get a response 5 minutes later. He is not the kind of person you want dictating whether or not you're going to have backup in time.
Oh my God.
That was my lot in life. So I turn. What do? Run the train tracks. Imagine that. So I start, lights and siren. Guess what they do? They run. 1 o'clock in the morning. It's raining, no moon, and you're running on a dirt road with moon craters that I had just with that afternoon. He turns. You want to guess where he went? He went to the salvage yard that the sheep got dumped into earlier in the day, jumps out of his vehicle, and runs through the barbed wire fence to go hide. Did I mention there was no moon and it was raining? So I'm sitting here yelling on the radio, I need backup, I need backup, I need backup. Can't see nothing. It was dark out there. It was dark. It was like the devil's asshole. There was no light anywhere. 15 minutes later, my sergeant, I'm like, dude, I could have been dead 14 minutes ago. Thanks for your help. Never did find the guy. Never did find him. But you know what I did find? This dude jumping out of his pickup out of the passenger seat, scaring the shit out of me because I didn't clear the vehicle first like a dumbass.
There
yeah, him? He was trying to hide all of the alcohol that was in the pickup. I'm like, I don't care about the alcohol. You're lucky you didn't get shot because I didn't look to see you in there. Anyway, I ended up taking that. I don't remember. I checked him somewhere. I don't care. But you know what I did do? I had that vehicle towed. Yes, ma'am, I did. So this had to have been on a Sunday.
Damn, I wonder how that guy got back home.
Bright and early Monday morning, 8 a.m., I get a call from City Hall. And I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, there's a gentleman sitting down on the bench outside of the police department saying you had his vehicle towed and he needs to get it back. I'm like, really?
Dummy. He's so stupid. Are you serious?
Oh, that's not even the best part. So I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? Dude did not have a driver's license. Dude was from the town right below us that is a known drug town. They have meatpacking plants. 99% of their citizens are illegals.
Oh my gosh.
His wife was a judge in that town. It was her vehicle that he took and was driving.
Are you serious?
Needless to say, it did not work out well in their favor. Yeah. I mean, you just can't make shit up. I don't have to make shit up because my real life is enough of a story that would knock people on their ass. I mean, it's just that is my life all the time. All the time.
You know, it's funny. I actually made fun of a cop for telling me to go home while I was drunk because whatchamacallit, I had went out drinking to this club. Now, mind you, I always go to like.
This is not the Bush story.
Huh?
It's not the Bush story.
The what story?
Bush story.
No. No. It is not that story. It is not that one. So this one, I actually when I went drinking, like I said, mind you, I go to Mexican clubs, so these guys, nobody in there speaks English.
And even if they did, they weren't going to.
Yeah. Yeah, for some reason, I don't know why, but female Mexicans, Hispanics, whatever, they will learn English more and actually speak English more, but men just don't want to learn it at all. I was literally this guy used to
so lazy.
Yeah, the guy I used to get with, I used to be his translator. He did not want to get off at the store, and I had to go get off because he didn't want to try to get them to understand. Well, I had we had went there and everything was like fine. And you know how I said like this one guy was like calling me saying that he like loves me and his girlfriend like punched me in the face? Like, you remember that story?
No, I don't remember that story. It didn't
Okay.
overshadow the Bush story, so
Listen, okay, that was a hectic night. Everything could have gone wrong that night.
could have gone very, very wrong.
But so basically, this guy I had gone with like a few months back, every once in a while, every time he goes out, he calls me or texts me saying like, "Oh, he misses me, like he loves me, I'm the love of his life," all this other crap, right? And I'm just like, my boy, I literally like met you twice. Move on, chill out. And what do you call it? My daughter
Oh,
wants a hug before she goes to bed. But what should I call it? She no, okay, go. So guy that called me the night before and was telling me the same thing he always tells me. Now, mind you, like that night, he actually hasn't called me in a while. So I was like, oh, he moved on. And which he did when he had texted me one day. I saw his profile picture, it had like a girl on there with him. So I was like, oh, he got himself a girlfriend. Great. But then when he called me, telling me all that stuff, I said, what about your girlfriend? Why are you calling me for? And he's like, what girlfriend? I don't know what you're talking about. This and that. And I'm just like, okay, my boy. Okay. Well, the next night I go out and I bump into him with his girlfriend. I was like this.
ooh,
For shame, my boy, you're lying. For shame. And he basically like made it seem like he didn't know who I was. And I was just like this. Not my problem. Well, hours later of me being like extremely drunk that I literally was it was like I was on a galaxy run or something because it was like stars everywhere. That's how drunk I was. Like it was blurry. It was like something. Well, uh, I had saw his girlfriend across the way, so I kind of got her attention, and she was like pretty distance away. And I was trying to tell her like, "Yo, man has been calling me. Put him on a leash, right? What is
yeah.
that sound? You hear that?
It's not on
Are you
my
playing
end.
music? What is that?
Me? I play music all the
Music?
time.
Oh, it was like really loud.
Now, I can't tell what my ghosts do to you, so that's not my fault.
Oh, it just went away.
The teenager is a practical joker. He thinks he's got jokes.
I was like, oh my gosh. Okay, but anyway, so I was telling him, I was trying to tell her, I was like, yo, man, calling me, put on a leash type thing, right? And in a way, it was hours into the club and we were both drinking. I could see how she would misinterpret what I was trying to get at. Because all she saw was
I sure.
this pointing at him and this. So it could have came off as have him call me or something. So I can understand where she would can be get the miscommunication from.
Yeah.
Well, me drunk out of my mind, and mind you, I'm like with this guy that is friends with this one guy I was with, and so we're talking, and I was with my friend, and we're all like in a group talking with each other. And next thing you know, a fist comes out and flies and punches me in the face and broke my glasses and like a big scar like cut down my face. Now, I like I said, I can understand where the miscommunication came from, but at that time I do have a temper. And so I did
I have
attack.
no idea what that's like.
I did attack. And I didn't realize how much I attacked until I was getting pulled off and we're getting pulled out the club.
Oh.
And we're being seated where these cops are waiting for us. And I'm like, not even like at that time my friend had went to go dance with one of the guys we were talking to. So she wasn't involved in it. And so I'm like sitting there. She had ripped my dress. So I was also naked halfway up, all the way up. But I mean I had a bra on, thankfully. I had a bra on. But that's
No
all they
way,
could see
no
was
way, no
I was
way.
just in my bra at that point.
No way.
And so
No way, no
like
way.
I'm over here laughing because the situation I thought it was hilarious. Blood running down my face and just in my bra. And that guy I was talking to, he comes out, he's like, "Are you okay? Oh my gosh." And I'm over here joking. I'm just like, "Is one of y'all gonna go get my glasses? Because as far as I know, like I can't see right now." I said, "What's going on? What are y'all doing?" Because I'm drunk, so I'm messing around. And my friend comes out outside. She's like, "Bro, why didn't you wait for me? I would have came in and backed you up." I said, "My girl, you were busy with your man. It's like, what do you want me to do?" And so I tell her, and she was just like, the cops come over and they're talking to us. They're like, "So did you want to press charges?" This and that. I said, "Heck yes, I want to press charges. She hit me, da 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 da." And he was like, "Okay, well, she wants to press charges too. If we press charges and book you out, we're gonna have to book you out tonight." I'm like, "Okay, hold up. So if
She hit
she
you
presses,
first,
I know, but it's because I did the most damage."
but she hit you first.
Yes, thank you. I know. Well,
I wouldn't have
that
charged you.
thank you. Thank you. Well, he was saying that. I'm just like, okay, let's think about this rationally. Okay. If she doesn't press charges and I don't press charges, do we not get arrested? He's like, yeah, we'll just drop everything and whatever. I'm like, okay, I do not press charges. And my friend comes out, and of course she's mocking them. She was just like, "Why are y'all even out here? Why don't y'all get the real police out here so that way they can handle the situation appropriately?" And they're like, "All you do is sit out here at the club and watch people make sure that they don't go drinking." He's like, "I'm gonna need y'all to stop, and y'all need to go home." And this and that. I said, "Well, officer, are you trying to tell us right now, us being drunk, to go drive home? Is that what you're telling us right now?" And he
Oh
was just
God, I
like,
hate drunk people like you.
"Listen, how you gonna tell me to go home when you know for a fact I can't even walk right?" And you said, like, go get in your car and go drive home.
Well, that
Like,
was a dumb mistake on
I
his
know.
his part.
I said, "Sir, we're gonna have to wait for a ride at this point because we're obviously not gonna get in the car with you knowing that we're drunk."
Yeah. Yeah, you said that one of the things that made me so mad about the whole incident before I had that vehicle towed. My chief had brought me in because he was reviewing my cam, and you can hear me calling for backup and blah 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 blah. When my sergeant finally got there, he had taken the time to tuck his pants into his boots and tie his boots up.
Are you serious right now?
This is the
Shit.
kind of backup I had. So, it was one of those things where there's only so many times you can get a fortune cookie with no fortune before you really start freaking out.
I don't know.
Because I always had premonition dreams. And there was a point that my premonition dreams stopped once I started seeing myself at a certain age. Yeah, so after that, I kind of had to
Okay.
get out of that pretty quick.
This is what it looked like. I don't see that.
Holy cow. You
Yeah.
definitely see the glasses. Yeah.
Yep. That's what it looked like. And I was so ticked off. Like I actually felt good. Like I was trying to help her out, but now I felt a little satisfied that he called me the next morning asking if I was okay and what he could do to make me feel better. That's
Be like,
a
well,
little
your
satisfied.
girlfriend hit me.
I told him that. I said, why don't you go counsel your girlfriend? I'm sure she has it worse.
Yeah. Ugh, guys, they suck.
Yeah, they do.
Uh, yeah, it's funny because I do live in a very small town, literally nearly in the middle of America. And I think because I don't let people in, and I am really weird. You want to know how many people in this area actually know anything about K-pop?
How many? None. You. Just you.
Just me. I don't think people realize that I have lived 50 lives in my lifetime. I have lived lives that they could not even dream about. So yeah, while you're sitting in your little throne looking down on me, I'm the one that's traveled the entire United States several times, plus Mexico and Canada. I'm the one that's hung out with NFL stars and NHL stars and rock stars and country stars. Me and the lead singer and the guitarist for Frankie Goes to Hollywood, 80s music, relax. They were fun. We had a good time. I took my kids to see Bowling for Soup and American Hi-Fi. My daughter was taught at the age of, she was junior high, so 10, 11, how to make a rose out of a cocktail napkin by the drummer of American Hi-Fi. The lead singer of American Hi-Fi, Stacy. These guys were amazing. They were like the most down to earth. We had so much fun. My best friend at the time had found out we were going to that concert. She was so pissed because she had went home to Houston that weekend, so she wasn't going to be able to go. So this is, cell phones were finally, portable, not bag. And I was like, "Hey,
I'm
Stacy,"
sorry,
I said,
bag.
"My bag phone, the bag phones." God,
No,
yeah,
I don't
I'm old
know.
enough to. Oh shit, I'm so old. Anyway, I was like, "Hey, Stacy," I said, "My best friend absolutely loves you. If I call her, will you talk to her?" And he's like, "Oh yeah." I don't know how long they talked or what they talked about, but she was like in shock that I got him to talk to her like that. It's stuff like that. I'm like, you don't even know. My kids have hung out with Bill Cosby, which at this point is probably not the best thing to be talking about.
Yeah.
But at the time, it was pretty freaking awesome. I got to hang out with Skid Row and Tesla. I mean, like, Jeff and I had a super long conversation. We sat there and talked. And the lead singer for Skid Row, I cannot remember his name to save my life. Not Sebastian Bach. It was after. It was Sebastian Bach, and then it was another one, and then it was this guy. He was a photographer, and he found out I was a sports photographer. We sat there and talked for hours about photography. Um, who else have I got to hang out with? The outfield. Um, I can tell you that Flock of Seagulls lead singer is a dick. David Lee Roth is a bigger dick because God forbid he should show up to a show sober. Um, man, so many people. Like I literally have a list of people that are super famous. And
You know who I would want to meet other than my boys would be Jackson Wang. I would love to meet him one
I
day.
would love to meet Jackson. I think I would cry though because he's such a lonely guy.
Oh my gosh,
He's
I
such a beautiful
know.
guy and he's so lonely. I'm just like, call
He
me.
wants he
I'll
wanted
talk
to
to
get
you.
married and settle down by 30.
I know. He's beating that dead horse pretty quickly. Um,
Like, why doesn't any girls like take a chance?
I don't think it's that. I mean, we all have seen Karina had to apologize for having a relationship. God forbid she should have a life outside of the stage. I mean, that was just
Okay,
asinine.
but at this point, I'm pretty sure anybody would be happy to see Jackson Wang was settled down and happy because that's all he ever wanted.
Yeah, I
Like he
know.
would leave being an idol for that person. Like
Yeah, I
he
know.
so desperately wants like someone to settle down with and have a family. Like that
Yeah.
would be the most ruthless thing for anybody, any fan to ever like take that from.
Yeah. Well, I know that when we first moved to Colorado, my daughter was starting junior year. My son was starting freshman. She came home right after we moved up there and she's like, "Mom, I have this assignment. I have an essay I have to write, and I don't know what to write." And I don't remember if it was like a themed essay where they had to write about a specific thing or what it was. And I said, "Kimberly, do you realize all the people you have grown up with that are now famous?" I mean, think about it. I said, you have, I'm not going to say these names, but you have DB who offered to take you to the junior high dance because you didn't have a date, played on the Green Bay Packers underneath Brett Favre. I said, you grew up with people that have played for the Detroit Lions and the Philadelphia Eagles. You have people that have played for the Dallas Cowboys and the Miami Dolphins, the Washington Redskins. You have people in the hockey community that have played for the Nashville Predators and the Calgary Flames. I mean, we knew all of these people, and we didn't just know them. We went to dinner with them. We sat, we had conversations. Their phone numbers were in my phone. They needed anything when they were in my town. They would call me, hey, yo, could you take us to the mall to get to eat? We don't want to eat this shit up here. There was one time during the hockey playoffs, the Laredo hockey team, the whole hockey team for Laredo, I took them out to the Big Texan, and the radio guy ate the 72-ounce steak within the hour.
Dang.
And then went and rode a mechanical bull later that night.
Oh,
I stayed
God.
a very long way away. So I do not want 72 ounces of digested steak around me at all.
Yeah, no joke.
These are
I rode a
guys that
bull.
I helped cut and color mohawks for their playoff games. I took the team of Odessa. Not once I took them to the Johnny Carino's, and then the next time we took them to the mall because some of them wanted pasta and some of them wanted Chinese. Where else are you going to get both? We took a pickup bed full of Laredo hockey players to Whataburger so they could get a hamburger after the game. This is what we did. This is how my kids grew up. So all of these little pumpkin bunkins out here who can't leave the city limits that think they're better than me, you want to play that game? Really? Do you really want to play that game?
Honestly.
I told my kids, I said, because I was told to write a book. I told my kids, I said, you need to be writing things that we have done in our lives that people probably wouldn't understand or believe so that we can put that out there. We used to chase tornadoes.
Really?
We lived in the panhandle of Texas. We lived in a trailer in the panhandle of Texas
Oh my
where there
God.
were tornadoes often. You don't stay in a trailer when you have a tornado. Not only that, it was an old one. We would go chase the tornadoes because we had no shelter. At least this way we knew where it was. You couldn't see it because on the plains, you have all the ranch land, so it's all swept up with dirt and rain and blah blah blah. It just looks like this big mud thing going. But you know how many people we have saved that were out? I don't even know what they were doing out here that had all their windows busted out and couldn't get back to town. A lot. We took a lot of people to town. When I first started my EMT class in Texas, we had classes that were 8 hours on Saturdays. We had gone through the ABCs and we were talking about heart attacks, strokes, blah, 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 blah. I was sitting in church the next morning and the lady behind me was acting not normal. I didn't know the lady, but I knew her well enough to know that the way she was acting was not how she normally acts. And so I slipped back in there and I started taking her pressures and stuff. And I immediately walked out and I called 911. I was like, I've got an older lady here. She's having a heart attack. You need to come. And I told him where it was and everything. My instructor fucking walks in with the stretcher.
Are you serious?
Not even the best part of this. That lady was my cousin. Her husband
Are you
actually built
serious?
her husband built my great uncle's canyon house.
Oh
I did
my
not know
God.
we were related. But I have this monster size family. We're like the whitest Latino family ever.
That's how it is with me. Like I have family in like 4 different cities. So it's hard because it's like all mixed in there. So if I go to those cities, I'm not gonna know who I'm related to, if I'm related to
Yeah.
someone or not. So I'm
You
just like,
really have to pay attention to everyone around you because you never know who's going to see you in your bad behavior. And that was a good raising for my children though, because they knew not to act up in public because they knew it'd get back to me. And that is the one thing about it, because both of my kids play sports, and we knew people from sports from 3 year olds all the way up through college and even into professionals. And so, sometimes you had that text or that phone call. Your daughter's doing blah blah blah. You're calling your daughter, get your ass home now.
I always hated when my mom did that.
Yeah. So yeah, I have lived an ordinary life extraordinarily, which is
That's
what I want to call my book. So
I can't wait to do that. That's why I'm taking my daughter on a little adventure so that way she can get out, explore, meet different people, and just
man, I have been
continue.
sending you stuff. My whole timelines are just full of South Korean crap. Huh.
Honestly, I noticed. I noticed. I'm literally letting it build up right now, so that way I'm just gonna go through it with the journal and just start taking notes with
Yeah.
everything. I'm like, okay, this is for travel, this is
I'll just
food
keep sending
places,
it
this
because
is
I never know. Like, I may have seen it, but I hadn't seen it, or I may have already sent it to you or whatever. But they have some amazing things there that I'm so excited for you to see.
I
And
know,
there's a
I'm so
lot of
excited.
free stuff you can do. Like,
I'm
it won't cost you anything to go do half this stuff.
literally like my mom, she was because I told her, I said like my oldest sister was supposed to go with me, but then she canceled. She's not gonna go anymore. And I'm just like, but honestly, I don't mind because I feel like she would have been like kind of a buzzkill. And she was just like, well, I mean, compared to her and compared to you, she's more what is it, direction oriented or whatever. Like she'll have a easier time finding her way around than I would. I'm like,
Oh,
excuse me, okay. If I could find,
I
well,
already
it's just
sent you all
because
the mapping shit you need. I mean, I don't know what
I
else.
know, I know. That's what I'm saying. Like, honestly, I'm GPS prone. Like, I need a GPS to get me where I need to go. But for the first few times, like
Yeah.
but if I take the same route every time to the same place, like I'll start to memorize it and it'll stick with me. I
And
still use the GPS even though I know the location, but that's just because I like to know how long it's gonna
it's a
take me to get
security
there.
thing. I do the same thing. I sent you a thing the other day. There's a shop that you can go, and it's cash only, but you can buy everything of clothing in there for like under $8.
Okay, but how big is the clothing?
Well, they would fit your daughter.
That is true. Okay.
It might go over your head.
Listen,
I
I'm
have
on
a small head. It's way
other
to my
other
shoulders that
than
we
the
have
ice
room.
cream I'm eating right now, I've been pretty good. Okay. I am determined to lose weight before I go. I will not
Right.
go and the first thing they tell me, oh honey, you need to lose some weight. No, thank you.
But I sent you thing on the WoW card, and I don't know. I've just been sending you stuff like left and right. Some of it is so super cool. Did you see the redheaded dude that was teaching us Hangul? I was like,
Yes, I saw that. I was just like,
follow
let me,
him.
bro, literally, I was just like, oh, I need to take notes on that because that was actually
Yeah,
like,
he's like really good because he popped up, and I'm like, this dude really knows. Yeah, not only does he know it, he knows how to teach it. So yeah, I need to. I'm gonna
I was
follow
just
him some
like,
more.
that sounded so easy to like hear at that moment. I'm just like, I need
He
to do that
really
because
broke it down.
I'm like behind. I need to
Yeah.
catch. I only got like what 2 more months left.
I always think, okay, I'm going to start this week. I'm going to sit down. I'm going to get it done. But I mean, we're fixing to start in on the big stuff with my EMR classes and stuff. And I'm just like, yeah, no, just not going to get done.
Like,
Like I'm
cause
going through. every room in my house and writing a list of stuff that needs to get done. So we can just start getting it done because
Yeah, same. Like I need to wash clothes. I just haven't gotten to it. I
yeah,
need
I'm
to.
not playing. I think I'm down to 2 towels, so I might have to think about that tomorrow.
Right. Same. I had clean clothes and I was like, okay, let me put the clean clothes up. So I like poured on my carpet so that way I could start putting it up while I sit there and watch TV. And then I left it there. I got distracted. And
I have
now
no
I'm
idea
pretty
what
sure
that's
it's
like.
dirty. Now I'm pretty sure it's dirty because my cats have probably been like rolling around in it. I'm just like, I know that they're like they take baths and everything, but still, like they also like go from the litter and they would go straight probably for my clothes. Like I gotta
Yeah.
wash all that shit. Like they were
Oh, dear.
clean.
I don't mind cats. We used to always have cats. But you know what? I used to work at a water park too, and they gross me out now. So, we all change.
I didn't
So,
like cats at all. Like I never wanted a cat, but my older sister convinced me to get two of the kittens that her cat had.
oh, see, she
And
just want to get rid of the kittens.
oh, definitely. In fact, the kitten that she from the second litter of that cat had her kittens. So her place is overrun by cats. And so she tried getting me to get two more kittens. I'm like, no, 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 no. First of all, they were ugly. I somehow got the prettiest ones,
Huh.
but they grew
It's
up
just
too.
they get a smell.
Hmm.
Like, and the thing is, because I rarely even leave my house, I wouldn't ever smell it. Like, my house could smell like a litter box itself, and I wouldn't smell it unless I'm gone for like a couple of days and come back, and then I'm like, whoa, because you
Yes,
get
that's like
nose
with
blind to that. Yeah.
yeah. It like
Like
comes
it's
out
in
of
my
nowhere.
garage, and my garage smells so bad. I'm just like, it's like I've got to get my garage cleaned out. Well, I need to get it cleaned out anyway because I need to start getting my stuff built. But it
So I
smells like
actually
a
bought
big litter box.
yeah, right? I actually bought a self-cleaning one. So that way it like basically every time the cat goes in there, it starts to scoop it towards the side and like
That,
depending on how
yeah,
many cats use it, it'll tell you when it's time to take everything out.
yeah. I don't
That's
even
cool.
know how many cats we have anymore. They like come and go in my garage, just like whatever.
Like
I'm
I
so
have
over
two
the
and I'm
cats.
sticking with two. I'm thinking of like one day taking them out walking with like a leash and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just like I do with Ocean.
Thing is, I didn't want any of these cats. They just showed up. What happened is, we had a cat that came with the house, and it was a super old cat, and she was so sweet. I don't understand why they didn't take her with them, but they didn't. I think she finally died over the summer. She was
Oh,
really old. But anyway, that was we moved in April. In June, this cute little gray bobtail Siamese looking cat came up. Doesn't want anything to do with humans. He will not let me touch him. But he was cute, and my dog really liked him, so we kept him around. And I'm pretty sure he's the one that keeps bringing these damn cats home because he like collects female cats until they get tired of him. So he'll
why?
go bring another one. Like he brought the first one home in August on my birthday because my daughter was the first one that saw it. And the only reason we kept that one is because that became Bella's cat. Bella and that cat were always playing together. That cat's at my son's house now because she's a hunter. She likes to hunt, and he has fields around him with mice. So that helps that problem. But then she got tired of Bob, so Bob brought another cat home. It was a black cat, and that black cat doesn't meow in order to express itself, it hisses. So the first couple of times I saw this cat, I'm like, whoa. But then I got to figuring out that she was hissing because she really likes to be loved on. So I'll go out there to feed it, and she'll come to the edge, and I'll have to love on her before she'll start eating. But then that cat didn't want anything to do with Bob anymore. So Bob brought another cat home,
Oh
and
my
the
God.
ear was cut off.
Oh,
So we had that cat.
this one's
And
mine.
then That's-
It's just,
and then it's and then the possums started showing up. So we had the two possums. And then this other cat showed up, wants nothing to do with females, but it sure does like to let me know when there's no food in the bowl. It's very fluffy. It's a very
oh yeah.
long-haired cat. I thought it was pregnant. I was really worried I was going to have wild kittens under my garage cabinets, but I think it's just fluffy. And then we have random other cats. So, it's just like,
This one never lets me love on her. Like you see how she uses her paw to like stop me from
yeah,
getting
yeah,
She's-
that's funny.
before she would put it on my face and she'll like push my face away and I'm just like, that's just rude. Like let me love you.
Oh, that's great. She said it's an ordinary life. That's a
Yeah,
great
I
title.
saw that.
That's
I
a
saw
great
that.
title. I may steal your title, just saying.
Yeah, I saw that. I was just like, oh nice. That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah. My when I first started going to college, because my son started school the day he turned 3. So I
This was my
started college.
chunkier one.
Chunky cat.
Yeah, she's pretty big. She's fluffier too. Like she's
Yeah.
fluffy everywhere.
I started going to college the same year my son started school, but I started in like September, whatever it was. And I had taken a photography class, which I love photography. In fact, this was my big project from that class.
Oh yeah.
I took all of these pictures, and this was pre-digital. This was not done with digital camera. I actually developed the film in the dark room, blah, 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 the whole thing. And I made the frame and matted it myself also. But there was a job for that summer after my first year of college, and it was like some underprivileged camp where all these kids would come in and they would take them horseback riding and blah blah blah, and they were looking for a photographer to come in and take pictures of these kids and then put on like a slideshow or something at the end of the summer. So that's what I did. One of the guys that was a counselor was one of the football players there on campus. The dude, I do not know how tall this dude is, but he did not have a bed frame because he kept breaking them. This is how big this boy was. And it's not fat big, it's just
Like
big. He was
yeah.
a big boy from Compton, California. And we got to be friends. And he's like, he's like, these dorms have no AC. And it was July in Texas. He's like, can I come sleep at your house tonight? He says, I am so hot. Because we had this big sectional like couch that was like an L shape. It's like, sure, come on, whatever. Now, remember, my husband is a truck driver. He's on the road. This is before cell phones. Well, this is before portable cell phones, I should say. And so my husband, I think he came in at like 3 a.m. that morning or something. I don't even know that I knew he was coming in that night. He comes in the bedroom and goes, Tanya, there's a big black dude on our couch.
What?
There's a big black dude on our couch.
What?
I'm like, yeah, I know. That's AW. He's like, why is he there? I said, because he's a counselor at the school. I said, and he has no AC. He was really hot. And so he's like, okay. Well, he became one of our really good friends. But he was talking to me. He's like, you should take pictures for the football team. I'm like, why? Why? I said, would y'all even be able to pay me to do that? I said, because this isn't the time of film. It actually costs money to take pictures. And he's like, well, you could always like print them out and then let the players buy it or whatever. I said, well, I'd probably have to talk to the coach or the athletic director or whatever I need to do to get permission to do that. And that at that point, was the beginning of my sports photographer career. I did soccer, baseball, football, arena football, hockey, ball hockey. I played ball hockey and I played hockey.
Ball hockey.
Yeah,
What is that?
that's a story. Um,
Aren't they all?
it's my life. Ball hockey. Well, my friend who was a hockey player for the Lubbock Cotton Kings decided to put on a ball hockey tournament. And he was supposed to have an amateur division and a professional division. I'm really hot. Unfortunately, there wasn't enough people in the amateur division to have a full team. So all of the amateur and professional got stuck all together. Ball hockey is just like ice hockey. You use sticks, but you run around and it's a ball instead of a puck. It's played just like hockey,
But with a ball.
but with a ball.
Is it still on ice?
No, he actually had a big skating rink, like a roller skating rink, and that's where we played.
Oh, okay.
My team of mainly amateurs played a team of mainly professionals, all of which were my friends. I was one of 2 women in the whole tournament. I was playing defense. And my friend Margot did a slap shot with that ball that my shoulder blocked.
Damn.
I cried. It hurt really bad. I could not move my arm. I kept playing. I got MVP. I got the hat to prove because I kept playing like a champ. Before the end of that game, I had a bruise this big on my shoulder. I wanted him to sign it. He would not sign it. He felt so bad. But I got MVP. Oh my
I mean,
God. I have pictures
I gotta see those
where
pictures.
I got mad respect from all of the guys after that because I just kept playing. But
Well,
yeah,
women are have a stronger shell than most men.
yeah, but it hurt really bad. Oh my God, it hurt. I don't think I could move my arm for like a week and a half because that joint so bad. Like I couldn't lift my arm. Yeah, I have that picture. Yes, I do. Margot did not want to take that picture with me either. That was not a good point for him. I'm like, but gave me a great story.
Yeah, when I broke my arm, my parents refused to believe that I broke it. So I actually like spent a whole night with a broken arm, just like doing whatever. And the reason why they refused to believe it was for one, I didn't react like I broke an arm. They said that you weren't like crying, you weren't like
But
nothing. At most, you made complaints that like, oh, my arm hurts. That's it.
the thing is, like, I had broke a rib in a car accident. It didn't break for a week after the car accident. I went down like a ton of bricks. Like I could not breathe immediately. I was done. My kids had to drive me to the ER. And then that same summer, Jason Witten and the Cowboys played against the Broncos, and we were like 13 rows up for that game. Jason Witten played with like 6 broken ribs. I'm like,
Oh
dude,
my
I couldn't
God.
walk with one. So there's different levels of breaks and fractures, and it depends on where you broke it. I don't know where exactly I broke mine. All I know is it hurt. I could
I
not breathe.
felt
I could not lay
my
down in my bed. I had to sleep in a recliner.
I'm pretty sure I felt two of my ribs overlap each other, like they like went over one another. And I like as I felt that, I was just like, oh, it hurt to like breathe. And I had to like really quickly like and it popped back into place. And I'm just like, imagine the fact that it was like so what is that like flexible or whatever that the ribs didn't like automatically snap just from doing that. I got lucky that it didn't break. I'm sure that would have hurt so much.
I'm trying to
There was this
find. I know I have
there's
that
this
picture
one
somewhere.
C drama that I watched the other day. It was like a C drama reel or whatever. Made me so mad. So mad. Because this girl, she's like at home and she's pregnant and she seems happy and her husband comes home and like rubs her belly, but then he like gets mad at her and he's like, get up, get out. And she's like, what's going on? What's going on? And he like shoves this picture in her face. And the picture he's like shows her is like her face in bed with like this man, right? Like she's in bed with this man, like evidence that she was cheating on him. For one, the picture looked edited as hell, for one. Like edited. You can see that someone like slapped like cut and paste her face on that body. Well, she was trying to tell him, she was just like, that's not me. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. And she falls on the floor and he like grabs her stomach. I'm like, damn, that's your baby right there. You really gonna like be ruthless like that? And he was just like, when this baby arrives, you're gonna get out and baby's staying with me and this and that. Like she's just like, I didn't do it. And he walks out and this girl, his childhood friend or whatever, comes in and she was just like, he's gonna be mine this and that. Like I'm sure she was the one who set her up, and she pushes her to where her stomach hits the edge of the coffee table, and so she falls down, and she's like, "Oh, my stomach!" And the husband, like you can hear him coming back, and so the childhood friend like slams her head into the door frame and falls on the floor. She's like, "Ow!" There was no reason to push me like that, trying to blame her, saying like, "Oh, you did it yourself. Like you ran yourself into the coffee table and you slammed me into the table, the doorway." And he's like, "Why would you hurt her for? Like that's so stupid. Like just because you did it, it's not her fault. Her fault." And she's like, I didn't do nothing, but my stomach really hurts. You need to take me to the hospital. And he's like, stop faking it. You're just a faker. And so he sees like blood running down her leg and she like faints. And he's like, oh my gosh, he takes her to the hospital. And the doctor's like,
Alexa,
we
off.
can only save
Sorry.
one. Like, do you want the mother or do you want the child to survive? And then husband was like, save the mother. And the grandma was like, oh, save my grandchild. It's like, no, save the mother. So they saved the mom, and obviously she lost her baby. I was like, oh, why? And the childhood friend literally like forges fake DNA test. She was just like, look, yeah, ho, that's not even your baby. Like for what? He was like mad. He was just like, "Whose baby is it, you whore?" And she's like, "I don't know what you're talking
God,
about. It's
can't
your baby."
stand
And
guys like that.
yeah, right? It's so stupid. He's like, "I want a divorce," and she's like, "Okay, fine, whatever." And she gives him a divorce. And so you see her go to the cemetery, and she's trying to give her baby some peace and put her son down at his grave and stuff like that. And the husband comes by, and he's just like, "Why you like trying to respect this bastard child or whatever. She's like, don't talk about my son that way." And he laughs and pours the son's ashes over her. Yes. And she's like, no, don't do it. That's our son. And he was just like,
Man, he
that's not
wants to
my
be haunted.
right. Right. And you would think that would be worse. He's like, now you're dirty. And grabs a bucket of water and splashes her at it on her. And she's just like mad and she's like broken at this point because hello, she just got her son after dying poured on her. Like the ruthlessness of that. I would have been pissed. I would have been fighting, but she was just broken. And then this guy comes up to her after they leave. He's like, Miss West, I'm so sorry, I'm here. And she was like, I'm sorry, you got the wrong person. My last name's not West. And he's just like, no, you're the long lost daughter of the West what's this? She's like, what? It turns out that she's the long lost daughter of the richest family in that town. So like,
Wow.
man's just fucked up. He just fucked up. And so she was just like, okay, father, like keep my identity hidden. I don't want nobody to know. I want to get revenge on them my way. He's like, you do what you gotta do. Like we'll give you all the resources. So like she goes 7 days after her son's passing. She goes to like this conference thing that they're doing, and she shows up, and the childhood friends like picture is put on this PowerPoint, and it's like a like memorial picture. She walks and she was like, "What is this? What's going on?" And so the girl that lost her son walks in. She's just like, "How do you like your memorial picture? I think it's a good picture for your funeral. That's gonna happen soon. It's like, do you think this is funny?" And the ex-husband's next to her, and he's like, "Why are you doing this? That's not funny." She's like, I didn't forget about you. I have a picture too of you. Want to see it?" And it was like this huge thing. They're like, "Manager, kick her out of the hotel. She's not even supposed to be here." And obviously, being the richest man's daughter, they can't do anything to her. So, but they're also not revealing her identity. They're just like, "No, we're not gonna do that. Like, we respect you and this and that." Well,
Okay,
like,
so either I know which one you're talking about, or there's several storylines, or there's several stories with the same storyline.
girl, I'm sure there's several stories. Like, there's all the same ones,
Yeah,
but they're kind of all similar to each other. But I just cannot stop watching them.
yeah,
I'm
I
just like,
know.
the stupidity. Well, after all this shit went down, like he finally realized that that childhood friend was like not telling the truth, and so he started believing his wife, and he was just like, "I made mistakes. Like I'm so sorry. Like I wish I believed you at the beginning." She's like, "It's too late. The moment you poured our son and never even gave him the peace that he deserved." And he was just like, "Please forgive me." And literally, if I was her, I would have never. But she ended up forgiving him because
Wow.
he ended up like getting stabbed for her whenever somebody was coming to like threaten her life, and he ended up getting stabbed for it. So she was like, he was willing to risk his life. Like, okay,
So
I forgive
I
you.
found, yeah, I'm in here. Okay, I found the picture of our vehicle after it was wrecked. I don't know if you
Dang.
can see that. Yeah, my daughter was driving. It was across the New Mexico Texas line. It was like 4 a.m. and I think she fell asleep. And like, you know how some Texas roads, those highways, it's just like a sharp drop off the side. She hit that. She hit that, and it popped our tire, and we ended up rolling 2 or 3 times. I don't remember what it was. I was in the back seat, and if the people behind us had not stopped because it was a really, really deep ravine, and in the middle of the night, you couldn't even see us, like at all. You couldn't see us because it was like a deep ravine, and then it went up, and there was like a railroad track up here. It took them 2 hours to find us with the ambulance and DPS,
Oh my god.
and that was after having somebody there that helped them find us. But yeah. So a week after that happened, I mean, I was bruised and everything, but I was literally walking across my bedroom, and you just heard a snap, and it just brought me to my knees immediately. Like, and I had broke the rib. I guess the swelling had finally gone down enough to where it snapped because nothing was holding it together anymore. But yeah, I was trying to find the picture of me and Margot from the big bruise, but I don't guess it's in my phone. I have a print copy somewhere. Oh, it's in that bedroom. It's in my sports bedroom.
Yeah, I normally print the pictures and put them in the albums with my daughter because I think it's so sweet to like have her own like photo album and stuff like that, not just pictures on my phone, you know?
You really do need to print those photos out, but you also need to keep the photos on our hard drive externally. Because what if your house catches on fire, it floods, anything like that? You've lost
Yeah,
everything. So just an
yeah, that's
FYI.
true.
Yeah.
I even thought about that.
So Ugh, man, got all this drainage going on now. Um, have you been on Twitter today to see what we're supposed to be offended about?
Girl, I have not been on Twitter in a while. Like,
Girl, you ain't missing nothing.
I swear, like, Twitter just gives me a.
Twitter is a headache.
You know what's funny? Like, you spend money on fans, and there's really
I
no activity that really
never
goes
get on there.
on. Yeah,
I
neither do
never
I.
get on fans.
But it doesn't look like the boys really get on fans either.
Mm-mm.
They're
I
on
think
Bubble
Hyunjin
more than
played on it.
fans.
Yeah. I think Hyunjin went over there and played the other day. I don't think they like it. I just think it's because it's so new and we're not used to it. So you always fall back to what you're familiar with. And they're the same. They're the same.
Um, Changbin was telling us, I guess, that it was supposed to be just him and Sungmin that was supposed to do the live, but Hyunjin just couldn't help himself and just wanted to join in too. So it was only
Oh,
supposed to be two
really?
of them. Yeah.
I thought it was just supposed to be like Beanie and Hyunjin and Sunmin Crash. So I mean, none of it would surprise me.
I mean, if you think about it, you could tell because at one point, Hyunjin and Sungmin both made like hearts, and Benny made finished the heart with Sungmin's hand, not Hyunjin, and Hyunjin's like, wow, wow.
Yeah. I don't know. I didn't watch it. Like I said, you have to pay too close attention to what's going on.
They actually spoke a little bit of English in some parts of it too.
Did they?
Their English
Good.
is so adorable. Yeah.
Yeah, Benny's just Benny. It's just Benny. I mean, not you, Benny.
The last like
Dwecky. It was
I like
Dwecky.
when I
Do you
went
see
on
this?
Twitter.
Do you see this dog?
It's so cute. Oh, I went on every time I go on Twitter, it's something. And the last
It's
time I
a
went on
shit
Twitter,
show.
they're like, it's been 300 days since Channy's last live, and I'm
I
just
know. I
like,
saw that. I was like,
stop,
thanks. I'm
stop.
gonna go cry now.
I know, like it's
The
so
thing is,
heartbreaking.
they sit there and they nitpick every piece of the live, regardless of who it is. Because, after the Hyunjin thing, it was the protect Han, blah, 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 because Han said he wanted to go into this, he wanted to go into that. And then they said something about a certain song, and he's like, C Division 1, you should release it. They want it. And after he said that, you can imagine the shitstorm that happened. What's going to happen is all of these guys are going to be forced to quit doing lives because the fandom nitpicks. I mean, it's like, okay, so why don't you walk into your parents' place of work and tell their boss that they need to be treated better? And tell me how that works out for you and your parents.
First of all, first of all, if I don't even tell my bosses anything, why like we have a job to do. Okay? Like knew what you're getting into when you signed up for all of this stuff. It's
And
their
they re-up
responsibility.
their
They're
contract. So
adults.
it's not like they are not
Yeah,
aware after 5 years that this stuff is going on.
they are adults.
They
They're
are
big
grown
boys.
ass men that have been in this industry longer than you've been allowed to play on the computer.
Yeah,
So
exactly,
please
exactly.
treat them like the men that they are. And the fact that you think that Channy would let anybody disrespect his members like that, and so you think Channy's a bad leader, huh? I actually saw one person that because they were like, Channy asked y'all to stop doing this because it doesn't help. And somebody in there goes, I don't give a fuck what Channy says. I'm like, well, tell me you're a sausage without telling me you're a sausage.
Yeah, seriously.
It's
Like,
like,
first of all,
wow.
we don't really care what your comments are about. Like,
But this one particular person is like one of the worst about starting shit everywhere on everybody's member pages. It's
Well, that's
ridiculous.
stupid. What blows it up though is the fact that you like it's understandable that you get upset that some people make comments and uh or certain things, but the more that you discuss it, the more that you spread it, the more that you get upset about it, you're literally giving them what you want, and you literally like make it spread more, and it starts to spread this negativity everywhere because of it.
Yeah,
Like, how hard is it to just be like, gross, and move past it?
they can't
If
do that.
somebody makes, I know, if somebody,
They have to stand up for their idols.
first of
It's
all,
like if you want to stand up for your idols, go start your own business so that they can come sign a contract with you because you obviously know the industry's far better than the big four.
exactly, exactly.
It's like you are not a fly on the wall. You are not a staff member. You are not getting inside information. You don't know what is said or what is going on between this person, and that other person because you are not involved. You are a spectator. So go spectate and keep your mouth shut. Because
Honestly,
just because your opinion of something doesn't make it a fact.
if you literally focus on just supporting them and showing them your love for them, listening to their music, doing all this stuff, all the haters will not be so loud.
Yeah.
It'll literally be an ant.
I
That's
mean, and
it.
look what happened on their little streaming band that another fandom talked you into doing in solidarity right before their faves comebacks, which made them hit the charts at a higher rate because you had stopped streaming.
That was
Nothing
stupid.
backwards about that shit, was there? You
Stupid.
know what that says to me? You don't have enough brain cells to think for yourself, and you let
And
other people tell you what to do.
it's so annoying because people that focus so hard on the streaming, let me tell you, the amount of sleep
Oh,
I
yeah.
get.
I told y'all that was going to happen, didn't I? I said, all of these little cards out here that are telling everybody to stop streaming for a week, you wait. They're going to come back and start pushing people to stream because we've fallen off all the charts. And you know what I'm going to say? Maybe you shouldn't have told everybody to stop.
Yeah, seriously. What did they think was gonna happen? What did
Oh,
they
but
think
it's
was
not going to hurt the artist. You know, they don't get money to, they don't make money by streams. You might want to check that fact because the words that just came out of your mouth is called misinformation. And I can't even call it ignorance. You're just a dumbass. I'm not even going to give you the respect of misinformation. You're just here's your trophy for being a dumbass. Gold medal. Good job.
And they should
It's
have
like
known
grow up.
too, like the amount of hate that Stray Kids get is ridiculous. And the fact that you listen to other people, at this point, stays are on their own. Stays are on
Yeah.
their own. And we have to get along and do our best to like work together.
Yeah. I don't understand the fan wars anyway. If my boys are not up for a music award or a streaming award or anybody else, but I see that TXT is or a tease is, I'm gonna go help. What is it? A tiny or a tiny? I don't know how to.
Anthony,
I am going to go help whichever group needs it because my boys don't necessarily need it at that time, and these groups do. I have
yeah.
no problems with that. I think we all should do that. We should all back each other and push these Western artists out. Because I'm sorry, I don't listen to Western music anymore. I haven't listened to Western
Me
music since
either.
2022. It's
Me either.
disgusting. I don't like the artist and I don't like the music. I don't know what to tell you. So anytime I can vote for a K-pop anything, even if it's a girl group that I don't even listen to because I don't have anything against girl groups other than they're just not my thing. I will vote for the girl
So
group.
I don't when if my boys aren't up for anything, I usually don't vote, but that's just because most of my focus is like because I'm on multiple streaming teams. So if they're not up for voting, I'm not even paying attention to any of that. My
Yeah.
focus is to stream more.
Yeah.
So they could get the opportunity to be up for those awards.
Yeah. Now, I did predict their comeback around the first week of June. We will see. That may be a little later. Somebody predicted May the 13th, but that's on like a Monday, and they never drop comebacks on a Monday. It would be more like 13th, 14th, 15th, May 16th-ish, according to the calculations. But yeah, I don't know. Somebody said that we're only getting one album this year, which, I mean, if they're doing world tours, I can understand that.
Yeah, because if I could see their songs live, the newer songs live, it would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Like I got to see the other ones like Easy, Red Light, what is it? Uh, they sang a lot of songs. It was actually a lot longer than I expected it to be, which was great.
So, if Fort Worth, Dallas is on their tour list, should we make a plan to meet up?
Yes.
I think it would be me, you, Kim, probably Jess and her best friend. I don't know who else would go to the Texas show. But
Maybe
people fly in from all over the place.
yeah,
So
I think
Leah,
maybe Leia would.
yeah. My husband's like, I'll go with you because I don't want you going by yourself. I was like, of all the places I could go safely by myself and not worry, it would be a Stray Kids concert. I see, because
Yes.
every one of us there is there for the same reason. We are all stay.
So when
So
I went, I showed up literally, so the concert didn't start till like I think 7 or 8 o'clock, and I showed up at like noon.
well,
At
I'm not
noon.
going to buy merch. I don't normally buy merch at
Well, they
concerts.
didn't
So
start. They started selling merch around that time, but they didn't really like people really weren't buying any of the merch. What they were mostly the reason why it was like a whole gathering of stays. So you got people giving
it's like
away
a party before the
CDs.
party.
Yeah,
The
people were
pre-party.
giving
It's a tailgate.
they were giving away flyers. Let me go get mine. I'll show you which ones they have. Like they we had to hold it up for them so they could see, and Stray Kids were holding it up too. It was the cutest thing.
Okay.
Like let me see.
Who gives those out?
The
I see
people
them at
like
all the concerts.
they set up a tent and they set up a tent and they just stand underneath there and they just start giving them away. So that way we all have one. Let's see. I have like up on the wall.
That's what I told Greg. I said, that is like the one place you do not have to worry about me going by myself. I said, you have people giving away stickers and cards and albums and signs, and people are just giving stuff away to other states because that's what the fandom does.
Yeah. Okay, so here's this. Yeah.
You got to turn your background off.
Oh. So they're here. We had to
Oh,
hold this
I
up
love
for them.
that.
And it says, see, it says, please hold up your banner with the "We'll always be with
We'll
you."
always be with you. Is that for the the video ending thing that they watch? Or is it for the
Yeah,
big picture that they take at the end of the concert? Or
the big picture that they take at the end of the concert. It was the cutest thing. And I think like every place that they went to, they each designed their own little one
yeah,
for them. And this was
I
ours.
found a that you can type in what you want. It's like this big, and I was like, I think we need some of those for the concert.
Oh my gosh. Well,
Because
they're
it's like an
also
LED sign.
that'd
And
be
it's little
cute.
bitty tiny and it's flexible. You can roll it up.
And it's also like respectful, like you're not like blocking the people's view from behind. Like me and this other girl, like the girls surrounding me, they were short, so we kept having to be like this, trying to stare over like these tall people that were in front of us, and we're just like, oh my gosh. Like I was looking on my phone with some parts, but I was also close enough that I can see them better. I could see them without my phone. But
Now, I am looking at a little camera I can take. Um, kind of like a GoPro, except it's actually a little bitty tiny one and it's on a stick. Like it looks
yeah,
like a stick, a vertical stick, and you just hold it. You can hold it like that, and it takes amazing video. So if I video, it'll probably be that because I don't have to hold it up in the air and block everybody's, stuff in front of me. And even if I do have to hold it up, it's vertical and it's small, so it's not going to block, like
yeah.
hands and
People.
arms and yeah,
So
stuff.
my
So
phone actually died towards the end, and
yeah,
it
I know
was
mine's
during the
gonna die.
part where Channy was talking, and I was like, no,
Yeah.
why? And luckily, the girl next to me had an extra portable charger, so she let me plug my phone into that, and my phone came right back on. I did miss a piece of it, but at least
I am looking at an Anchor power bank. So, but if I'm not videotaping on my phone, then it's not going to matter. But my phone still dies super fast. I always carry power banks with me.
there was dance people there too that they were recording dances and they would like turn on the music and whoever wanted to join can join in
Yeah.
on dancing the stuff there, which is
Yeah.
really fun.
That's what I would like also to video is like the
There
the
was people
free the
dressed
tailgate
up.
parties.
They dressed
Yeah.
up too. Like there was a couple people that were dressed up like that was wearing the red lights outfits or the Thunders outfits. They had banners of their biases hanging from their waist. Like I was like,
That's
I'm
fun.
gonna do that next time. Like I clearly
Um,
was not prepared.
yeah. K-pop concerts, from what I've seen, are just a completely different everything. I'm super excited. I still want to go to KCON really bad, but I can't find anybody to watch my dogs. I mean, it's so freaking cheap too, Claudia. Like, I could literally grab a flight, have a stop in Denver where I pick my daughter up. We fly into LA. We can do the Airbnb and Uber and then fly back. And our round trip would be $600 for both of us. Not, just on the flight, which you can't drive up there for that. Plus, it takes like 2 days to drive. Um, but the Airbnb we can get for like $300 for the 5 days. And of course, the Uber, you just take an Uber because I ain't taking a car. I ain't walking. I ain't nothing. Just drop me off at the front gate and I'll call you when to pick me up. You know what I mean?
Right? Okay, then
Plus,
we'll just
last year is rainy. Do you really think I want to park 3 miles away from the convention center and walk through a flood?
seriously. I
I don't
can't
want
go
to
this year
walk
because
anyway.
I'm going to
I
Korea, so
know you're
I
just
don't have
getting
the
back.
money. But next year, if they're joining next year, we'll make plans to go. We'll start saving.
Yeah.
We'll have a whole year to plan.
But even on the concerts and stuff, Carrie was telling me about the boxes you can get, which would be great because you can get a box. It fits like 10 people and has its own bathroom. No, you're not going to get close up, but the seats are going to be better, and it has its own bathroom. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you still have room to get up and move around and blah blah blah, and you're going to have your phone so you can zoom in better that way if that's what you want to do. But I love boxes because they have their own bathroom. You know how much of the concert I would miss trekking back and forth to the bathroom every 2 hours?
Hey, really?
Yeah, I'm bad. It takes I have like a bladder of a 2-year-old. I'm
Damn.
telling you, man, adult diapers is going to be my way to go this year. That
Well,
way,
going to these
if
concerts,
I
you're gonna have
don't make it to the bathroom in time, I don't have to worry too much about it. I can still get there and then I can change when I get there.
that person at that one should have considered adult diapers. I still can't believe that happened. Oh my gosh. My goal this year is to save up money to go to like their concerts, every single one of their concerts that they have here.
Oh, I don't know that I can do every one of them. I would like to do Chicago, which Aaliyah is 10 hours from there, and I'm like 8.5, 9. So it's about midway for both of us. Plus, I think Chicago, I was looking at ticket prices, were like one of the cheaper venues in their last
Really?
tour. Um,
I want to
I
go
don't
to
think I'll go to
LA.
Atlanta.
They look like they had the funnest. I don't think I would go to Atlanta too.
Um, Chicago, Denver, Dallas, and LA are my 4 that I
Those
want
sounds
to
like
do.
good choices. It's just a
Plus,
lot
I
of
mean, what I saw last year, I guess it was a good thing I didn't go last year because I was able to observe and read all the stories. If you do not get tickets that you want on the first round, just get tickets. Just get the cheapest tickets you can find. Because the day before the concert, all those people that bought those really expensive tickets that can't sell them all of a sudden are going to drop that price.
I did
You know what
that.
I
I
mean?
waited to the last.
Yeah. And so you have tickets so you can still get in, even if, but somebody is going to have really good seats for not much more than what you paid. So, yeah, that's what
Like
I
I
learned.
think
Don't
I bought
stress.
my ticket for $700 and it was like 5 rows back from the front of the stage.
Yeah.
So they were pretty good.
Yeah. Um, I was looking at tickets for Fort Worth and it was like nosebleed for $300 each, which I mean doesn't sound bad except for the fact that it was going to cost me like $2,000 just to get down there between tolls and gas and hotels and food and blah blah blah. And I was like, I just can't swing this. This quick. Yeah. But I've learned a lot. I've learned what to look for. But like I said, if you don't get the tickets you want, don't stress. Don't buy third party from Ticketmaster and stuff. Wait. There are stays that sometimes things come up, they can't go. You can get them at face value, blah blah blah. Grab you if you can't get what you want, grab a couple of cheapies that you can afford and keep an eye out. That's the best thing I can say.
There was a seat that was in between me and this girl and it was empty. And we're just like, is somebody coming to this one? And we looked it up. They're like, no, the seat says it's available.
Because
So
it
we
was a
got to put
single
our
seat.
stuff on there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just the way it is. But these kids are selling shit out like within minutes. So, like I said, don't stress. People are realizing the money that these kids draw in. So, ticket prices are going to go up.
I know. I know.
That's
It's
what I
gonna
mean.
suck.
Buy what you can afford and keep an eye out because I guarantee you will be able to get what you want at a cheaper rate later on.
So if I were to go to like all 4 of the concerts in the different states,
Like in the 4 I did.
hmm I would choose Dallas as it might be Dallas or Houston, either or. I'll choose like the 2-day ones there, so I'd go to both days, but on the other ones I'll probably just do the one day. No, actually if I'm gonna fly, I'm gonna go just do both days.
Yeah, just doing both. I mean, and the more stays you can get together, we can always grab like a rental car and an Airbnb and also, you know what I mean? Safety in
Mhm.
numbers. So, stop. I don't know what he wants. He's being a goof. So,
But that'd be so fun. I can't wait till their world tour comes out so I can see I can plan
well,
accordingly.
I see come back in June. I think they'll announce tour dates right before the festivals because both those festivals are in July. And I bet they start touring. Well,
Didn't last time they started it in April? The last
well, yeah,
tour?
but um, for the makeup tour, it was like in February. But you have to remember that they have all those award shows at the end of the year too.
Hmm.
But you know that they're going to be at the VMAs probably again. I don't know these kids. It's hard to pinpoint a pattern.
Honestly.
I don't think
It's
there's
so,
really a pattern.
and the fact that Channy mocks us about it too, and he's just like, we give him so many hits and y'all just can't figure it out. That's hilarious. Like,
Well, one thing they told us they were going to give us 8 skizzy players, not replays or records. 8 players. We haven't seen one yet,
yet.
but we're seeing
But
a lot of
what if Han,
records.
what if Han kind of like hinted at it?
Oh, I'm sure he has. We've been getting at least one what every other week or so. We've gotten a lot because we had Ian and Hyunjin, Ian and Bang Chan, Min Sung, Lino, Han has dropped a couple. We've had a lot of new,
Channy dropped one,
yeah, a lot of new not OT8 drops this
which
year.
is hinting. I really hope they all go into the military together, but from the looks of it, it might not happen. Um, and it might not even be their decision. The company can be like, "Oh no, I need y'all to work before y'all go. We can't have all of y'all
Um,
go."
I don't know how well that would go over. I really think they do better together. Not even that they're going to necessarily be in the same units or anything like that, but as a team with our kids, it would be better if they all went in really close to the same time and all came out together.
Yeah, like send all of them in. You still got Chenny and Felix on the outside that they can start like
I think
keep
Felix is
going
going to
with
be
the
doing a lot
ball.
of modeling.
Oh yeah,
I think Felix will do a lot of modeling.
I was showing everybody at work. I'm like, look at my boy. Look at him. Look
He
how
was
great he looks.
beautiful. I was so excited to see that his mom was there for that. I knew
Yeah,
Olivia was. I did not know his mom was. It always throws me when these kids say, I hope you're finally proud of me. And I'm like, boy, I will adopt you.
I
I'm proud of you and you're
know.
not even mine. Come, I
Which
will
is
adopt you.
weird because Aya's parents
It's
are
an
so
Asian thing.
supportive. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Danny's parents are so supportive. Like Lino's
Yeah,
parents,
I think Channy's is super supportive. I think Lino's mom is super supportive. Um, I don't know about Hyunjin's. His
yeah,
is
his
just kind of weird. Felix, we
very
knew that
private.
Felix, his parents were not supportive. So I don't know where they stand now. I know that at the fan meet, he told Stay that his mom wanted to thank Stay for loving him. I'm gonna cry. I was like, how can you not love that little angel? He's the sweetest thing.
Oh my, aren't he is like they all are. Like it's just so
Yeah, they
sweet, and it's sweet because I remember that it's funny because Channy's mom was the one who actually told him if he wanted to go audition. Like she was like she picked him up from school, which he
yeah,
normally
she
takes like
knew.
a train home. And
She
she's
knew.
like, "Oh, like they're here. Do you want to go audition or something?" He's like, "Yeah, sure. Why not?"
I did not realize that Felix was actually supposed to go into training when he was 15, but chose to stay in Australia to finish high school before he went.
Mm. Yeah,
I didn't
I
know
think
that.
I heard that.
Yeah, I did not know that. I thought that he went pretty close to as soon as he got in. It's like
No,
boyfriend.
I think it said that that he didn't go until like a couple years later or something.
But what I'm thinking is, you knew when you were at the age of 15 that you were going to go move to Korea. Do you think you might have wanted to start learning then and not when you got
Yes,
there?
that is true. That is
But
true. I didn't even think of that.
it's Felix. So if you don't know Felix and what I'm talking about, I can't even explain it to you. Felix is just, his brain does not work like everybody else's.
You know what?
If you ever read his bubbles, I truly believe that he bubbles like his brain works.
Honestly,
Like
though,
one or two
I
words
can
at a time.
understand it because, like, I've been knowing that I was going to Korea for over a year as well, and I still haven't
But you're
started.
not moving there. You're not becoming an idol. You
Oh,
know what I
that's true.
mean?
That's true. That's true. I don't think I can do that. For
Yeah.
one, I already passed that threshold. I'm too old for them.
I would not ever want to be an idol. Now, I wouldn't mind working behind the scenes. I'll be your manager.
I know, right? I'll guard that body 24/7 if you want me
This is your
to.
bodyguard manager, mama, right here, baby. Come on. I will protect all of that. Mind, body, and soul. Yes. That sounded creepy as fuck. Oh, but yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
okay, so it wasn't that far into it actually, because Felix, let me see. So Felix this auditioned in December 2016,
see,
and
I don't.
he became a trainee officially February 2017.
So that was a lie then. Where did I
Yeah.
read that? I don't know why I knew that,
And
because
about
I
eight
thought it
to
was super fast like that too.
yeah, and about 8 to 9 months later, he became the sixth member of Stray Kids.
I know he left on Valentine's Day because he left his favorite hoodie for his mom to keep close to her. I mean, shit. I've neither one of my kids have ever done anything like that. They're like, "See ya, mom."
I think it was Lino that actually took the longest to become a trainee after he auditioned
Yeah,
because
because I think he auditioned, but it took them so long to accept him that we nearly lost him to another
I
company.
know, like after he auditioned, like it took a few years before they called him back
Yeah.
about it.
I mean, Hyunjin was the same way, but I mean, he was like 10. So they tried to recruit him when he was 10. So yeah, his was a little later. But I was watching that Two Kids Room again when he was talking about how upset he would get when people were telling him, you don't even have to practice, you can just debut on your looks. And while all this time he's busting his ass in dance trying to be perfect. How degrading does that make you feel? You know what I mean?
Mhm. So Hyunjin became a trainee soon after he auditioned.
Well, but they
Do you
tried to
think?
recruit him when he was super, super young. But it was simply because of his looks.
Yeah, it's because when they first approached him, like the company employee first approached him and handed him a card, Hyunjin was like suspicious and he like
Yeah, he didn't
went
know if it was
into
real.
detailed research to even like which is funny because think about it. If you were
He
suspicious and
he
he
walked into a
like
cult
yeah, that's what I'm
voluntarily.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like how would you become suspicious of a company employee approaching you, handing you a card saying like come audition for JYP, like you got this and
But not a
that.
cult member dragging you up
But
the
when
street.
I know when a cult member walks up to you and tells you all these pretty lies that sound similar to your situation, you're like, "Oh my gosh, you're so true. Let me follow you." And it wasn't like a short like walk, let me follow you. No, he took a
No,
bus for 30
yeah.
minutes with this man and entered into a white building where he
But
was
I think,
told to change into a special outfit, to which he did. Like we're in that we're in that 30-minute bus ride, you going into the white building, putting on the special outfit and everything, did you finally start to become suspicious that something is not right?
but Asian culture is safer as per se. You know what I mean? Like here, I wouldn't even let my kids go out and ride their bikes without having their two-way radios on them so
Mm-hmm.
we could get in touch. Um, in Japan, these kids wear these like little yellow vests, and even at the age of like 4 and 5, they're going grocery shopping by themselves.
Yeah.
I'm like, you can't do that here.
I'm this close to tipping my daughter. Like people are really tempting me. I'm like really want to.
The human trafficking is
And
no joke.
just her like attitude and about life, I'm just like, you're even making it more solid that I can tip you.
Yeah,
Like
right.
at this point, I don't know if I could trust you.
Yeah. So scary. Just so bad. Oh, did you see who won music core last night?
No.
It's that group that's not even real.
What?
Yeah. Let me see
Like
if
I
I can
said,
find it.
I don't focus on any of that stuff. My boys. uh,
It came across my news feed and I'm like, are you kidding me?
Let me see. I literally have 15 emails for this stuff.
Did you deny my Facebook friend request?
Who?
You.
No?
Oh, I could have swore I invited you.
Yeah, you did.
I was
Accepted
gonna.
it.
Are you sure? 'Cause, it's a new thing called starts with a P.
Yeah, see there. Oh, hold
Yeah,
on.
I can't see that.
Let me just.
Yep, that's me.
Yeah, see? Says friend.
Alrighty. Mm-mm-mm-mm-mm. Ah, let me see if I can find it in my news feed again. I just hate having to go through Twitter any more than I have to.
Okie doke. Let me see. Music Bank.
Plave.
You.
Plave. Plave. They are considered a fifth generation group, but they're not even real.
Slave. Wait for love. What do you, they're not real
They're
though. Like,
animation.
oh, that's. Oh.
Can you imagine being Rise
Okay, but
or
think about it. Isn't there a new music show that's gonna start rising and basically probably kick Mucor out?
oh, I don't know. I would just be super upset to be part of the fifth generation and knowing that you have sacrificed all this shit for some cartoon band to win everything. What have they sacrificed? They don't sacrifice their time. They don't sacrifice their bodies. They don't sacrifice their voice. They don't sacrifice anything. And yet they're going to be beating all these fifth gens out that do have. That sucks.
Yeah, it does.
People need to quit voting for things that are not real. It's actually very disgusting. Um, yeah, it's animation.
Like, do they even know like the what they actually look like behind the voices?
No,
So basically, like they get their privacy and they get to become
Yep.
an idol.
Yep.
That's messed up. Like I feel like if you're gonna
Yeah.
sacrifice, like
Yeah. The thing is, people have to vote for them. Somebody voted for them.
how long have they been around?
I just started seeing them hit the charts like this last couple of weeks.
Not Mercer. It says they got 6 songs. They've been active since last year.
Never heard of them.
They made their debut March 12th, 2023. Which honestly, if you think about it, we're all distracted, needing to focus on Kendra's birthday coming up, their anniversary, debut anniversary. You know what? It's
Mhm.
funny. I had gotten this necklace, right? Where it has, I don't have it on me. But I
Oh.
had gotten this necklace and it had their debut date on it, right?
Uh-huh.
And as when it came in, I was looking at it, I was just like, what the crap? I know for a fact their debut was not March 26th. It's March 25th. So why is it saying March 26th? So they
I don't.
messed it up. And I was just like, oh my gosh, I can't wear this. This is an embarrassment.
Huh. Give it away to someone who doesn't know any better.
I was like, the audacity to like sell this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, well, girlfriend, it's been a great chat session.
Yep, I learned a lot.
Yeah.
I'll have to work double time because I'm supposed to be starting what Stray Kids Talker.
Uh, okay. Yeah.
Is it Stray Kids Talker or is it Finding Stray Kids?
I would
I'm
have
gonna
to
have
go
to look
look
into
up
it.
my list. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to look it up on what would be the best next thing to start
Skizflix,
next.
I think, has the whole list.
Yeah, but does it have it in
Listen.
order? Like what like
Um,
from when it started? Because I
I
think Finding
seem
Stray
to
Kids
have.
was the next thing.
I think.
Oh no,
I think it that it does have the order and stuff.
or
Um,
was it Running Man?
I yeah. I don't know. I would
It
definitely
would have
look
been
on
easier if we started at
Skizflix.
the beginning. Like if we are there every step of the way since the beginning, it would have been easier.
Oh yeah,
But
big time. They found me when I needed to be found. Um, I've been busy with cards this week. Yeah.
yeah, I noticed that. Like, girl, oh my lord,
Yeah. My bank
you're
account
getting
said the
so
same thing.
much. Like I could
The
not.
bit my biggest problem is like when you buy things from eBay, yes, you are able to get like a full set of something, and I am able to use like Klarna or something to pay it. But most of the time, it's already paid off before it gets here. Like, I don't know how many shipments I've had lost so far. I have shipments that shipped off in like December. I never got them. Like
Damn.
they issued a refund and I reordered them because it was a store, so they had multiples of the things I bought, and they shipped them again. I still haven't gotten them. And I have to go all the way down through all of my buying thing and start checking stuff off that I have not gotten and be like, yo, it's been 3 months. You think it might get here this week? Type thing. So that kind of sucks. Where if I buy them from my Japanese sites, I know I'm gonna get them.
If
You just
see,
It
I'm
takes a
just trying
lot of
to.
time to search.
I'm trying to finish my albums before I move on from that. But it's so
Like
hard. I
buying,
stopped.
but you want the
Well,
inclusions with your albums, right?
uh, uh, For now, yes. When I buy the first album, like for
Oh, when you buy the first one, yeah. But
yeah.
like if you've already got your I am who's, your I am nots, your I am yous, I have extras. Like I found an extra Benny in the Did you get out of my face? In the I am not. Is it an I am not? Yeah, and I am not. It didn't come with any inclusions. This sucker is brand freaking new. It is in perfect condition. And it's the Sachang bin. And
I
like
don't even
it's
know.
still like the pages are still tight. It's
Yeah,
in
all of
beautiful
mine are.
condition.
I have three of those albums. So I have three of those albums, three of I Am Not, mixtape.
I
Um,
finished my mixtape and I finished these albums. I'm about finished with these cards. If they would quit sending templates of shit I've never seen before, that would be super helpful.
like I have
Because I
everything put up except for the littlest things. Like I have the major ones, but I don't have the Maxident what are those called? The Digipack Maxident ones.
oh, the singles.
Yeah. I
Somebody
don't
was
have
selling it.
those.
Oh, I
No,
need
I
to
have
add you to
them.
that. Oh,
I
you
have
do? You
them.
have all 8?
Yes, I just haven't put them up. I
Oh,
have
okay.
all 8 of the digipacks, the jewel cases, like all of those. I have those. I have the top album. I don't have Circus, the sound, which is funny since, that could have been one of the ones I could have gotten,
If
but
you
at the
don't
time,
want the inclusions, I have all of the Japanese albums for sale. I have Yeah, I've got a limited no easy coming in. The outer box
oh
is
yeah, I have
damaged.
2 of those.
Yeah, the outer box is damaged, but I'm just gonna sell it because I don't need the album. I already have one. But the cards that came with it was cheaper than buying the cards separately that I needed. So I was like,
Yeah,
yeah.
but it's
So I'm
random,
just
so
gonna sell what I don't need.
you don't
No,
know what
this
to
has been
get.
open, so they took a picture. I know what cards I'm getting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So yeah, I was like, because if I tried to buy those full 4 cards individually, it was going to cost way more than what I paid for the album and 4 cards. So
Yeah,
plus
which
it's limited.
I know. So that's how I get all my cards at is through the albums. Like I haven't bought a single one with just the PC. All my cards I've gotten from the albums and stuff.
Well, I got a box of cards over here, so if you ever need a card, let me know.
If you still have cards when I'm done with my album sets, then sure. I've been like trying
Yeah.
to finish my set for years and I just haven't gotten around to it because like, getting because I had to do my threes.
Mhm.
So,
There's a place I buy several of mine from. They charge $5 for the album, then like $6, $6 or $7 for shipping. But they're always in extremely perfect condition, and they're really I like
well,
I like buying from them. So
I was gonna when I decided to go on my trip, I decided to like put a stop on buying the albums right now, so that way I can get them from
you
there. The
might
only
can get them
albums,
there. Yeah,
the only albums I bought were the ones that the new comeback was coming out, but that's just supposed to help the sales.
yeah, yeah.
So maybe I'll find like all those albums there for cheaper
Oh,
too.
you probably can, and they'll still count towards Hantio too
Yeah,
if you buy them there.
so that's exciting. That's what I'm like
Yeah.
waiting for. I doubt this will actually happen. I'm hoping they have the limited in the stores there too, but I doubt that.
I'll have to look. I'm pretty sure I have at least one of all the limiteds, but I'd have to look again.
Because I need the Mid-Roll Limited, I need the Go Live Limited, the In Life Limited, like the
I've
Yellow
seen the
Wood
limiteds
Limited.
in those. Yellowwood Limited. I might have an extra one coming in, but I'm not sure.
I've been looking for the Yellowwood Limited. And it's cool that they're like on eBay you can see which one you are getting. But
Sometimes if they take a picture, you can always tell when the person who has the album doesn't understand because they never take a picture of the pages that we want a picture of.
I know.
I'm like, so yeah. Like there was one of the I Am Who's, and it comes with a Hyunjin poster, which I need a Hyunjin poster, but it doesn't show me a picture of the page in the album. So my luck, I would buy it, and then it would be one of those albums I already have. But then I just turn around and I sell it literally for what I paid, and I get my poster for free, and I make the money. So whatever.
Nice.
Like
I would do that, except like I need to have 3 of each, and I'm not willing to buy more of that.
yeah, I would wait till you get back. But like, yeah, I have like I sold a top just this week, one of the CD DVD combos. I paid $1 for the DVD CD combo, sold it for $15.
Hey,
So no, I'm not making yet money yet because I actually spend way more money than I make, but it'll get there eventually. I mean, eventually I will have my sets finished out. So I only look for the new stuff, which is way easier and cheaper to find.
yeah, because it's just coming out.
Yeah.
The older they are, the more expensive they are.
Yeah. I so mad. I ordered a Leave It voice keychain or Leno voice keychain
Oh, I
from
saw
from
that.
a Go order, and the girl I ordered 4 of the new magazines that are coming out with like the Stray Kids on all 4 magazines. And then I ordered a set of the Christmas pop-up cards, the black and the brown set. And then I ordered the keychain from her, and she's like really, really, really sick. So they don't know if we're even gonna get our stuff. And I'm like, I'm glad they told us because I went last night and I rebought all of the stuff that I had bought through her because I may never get that stuff. And if you wait too long, those magazines are gone and you won't find them.
Yeah.
Or the keychains, I mean, they will like triple in price once they're all sold out. So I went through, I had already like the card sets. I always buy my own set also, as well as a gold, because if I get 2 sets, I can always sell one for twice what I paid and make my money back from both sets. But like I said, the magazines, I had to buy 2 of the magazines from a place in Japan, Hatio bookstore in Japan, and then I had to order the other 2 from Music Plaza. So that was cheap. But it was like
Like,
the ones of them as OTH Super Idol type magazines. So
yeah,
it's just like, I hate. So I just literally double, triple bought some of my stuff.
that
But at least
sucks.
I know I'm going to get some of it.
Like at this point, you don't even know what to buy anymore, do you? I was like, well, what comes in comes in.
Well, I do make templates of everything I can find because it does get to that point, and it's like, because you see these cards over and over and over and over and over again. So then your line gets blurry, and it's like, do I know this card because I have this card, or do I know this card because I've seen it in templates like 50 million times?
Yeah.
Or do I know this card because I've seen it? And a lot of times I can get these cards in Japan for like $2 a piece. You can't get them for that here. Ever.
How much can you, like 15?
If you can find it, one of the cards I bought for $2 sold for $55 here
Oh my
because it was
God.
a Taiwan card. I didn't even know I got it. Remember that Taiwan IMU that I
Yeah.
bought? I got it for $30. It had the IN card in it. The card alone is worth $50.
Oh my gosh.
The album doesn't sell for less than 100. So I literally got $150 worth of stuff for 30.
Damn, I need to do that. Not even look.
Like I said, it's
looking for the
literally a
Taiwan
full-time
apples
job.
yet.
It takes so much time because of the translations and it's a lot of work, but I love it. It keeps my mind busy. Keeps my depression at bay most of the time. So that's where it
I
is. But
thought
I've
it.
got to stop spending money because I need to get my house finished. Because I'm going to have to pay an electrician and a plumber. Because I don't like doing either one of those things. And plus, the last time I did electricity, well, I mean, I can do a lot of the electrical myself, but I'm not putting in lights in the ceiling because the last time I did that shit, I got shocked. And I'm like, no, I will stick with the outlets, but good on you.
I can't.
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm putting electrical outside for my fog machines and stuff. And the wiring in this house. I told you, man, every time I open something up to fix it, I open it and I look and I cry for 3 days. And then I come back and get it done. It's just
Oh.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, girly. I will let you go to bed because I know you're probably tired.
I'm very tired. I've been up since 3 a.m.
Oh God. I think that's about the time I finally fell asleep. I know I woke up this morning and my head was banging. It's like, but I think I just need to go to the chiropractor and get adjusted and I'll be okay. So anyway, yeah. I'll try to add more links this week so we have something more to talk about than each other.
I know,
It was
same.
fun
I like to
though.
get some work done.
Yeah, I know. All right. So anyway, I guess I will talk to you later. See ya.
Bye.